Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
Ooh, what's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. And this is episode number 837 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Hey, hello. Hi. How are you? We're doing it. I got lunch stains on my titties. Hey, how goes it? We're doing it. Yeah. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Why is Barry white? And go. What? Rudy Rod said, wrong answer. Wrong answers only. Why is Barry white? And go. Rudy, you don't run the chat. Okay, you know what? Rudy's timed out. We're not starting this show off this way. Timed out. No, you're not going to start this show off like this. Not after the day I had yesterday, ass face. My God, I am so fucking sick of technology. Technology can jump up my butt and fight for air. I am so sick of it. Like, it's just, it can suck it. I hate it. Oh my God. You know what I want? I told Nora, I was like, you know what I need to do? I just need to start doing this show over the phone. I'll just do like a party line, like back in the day. Some of you are too young to know what a party line is, but a party line is essentially, it's like, you know how you get on Twitter and you can just like, what is it called? Twitter. What is it like? What the fuck is it? It's like a Twitter. Is it a room? Oh, what is the things where like people are talking live on Twitter? No, there's like Twitter Voices or something like that, where it's like people will talk and you can just pop in and listen while people are talking. That's kind of like what a party line was. It's like everybody shared a phone line or a number. And so you would call and like if I had a party line number, and no, it's not like a 900 number, Dubs, nerd, creep. It's like every house on a block, or not on a block, but like several houses shared the number. So like, yeah, Clubhouse, kind of. Yeah, good point, One Deep. So like when you called the number, everybody that shared that number's phone would ring. It was weird. My grandfather had one. And so, you know, his phone would ring and you'd pick it up and it would be for my Aunt Dolly, who lived one house down, but in the same area. Like my grandfather, the way they had it was like, he had this, it wasn't a compound. By the way, compound is such a white person thing. I've never known a black person to have a compound or Hispanics to have a compound. I don't know any Asians that have a compound. Compounds is a very white person thing. It's creepy. But my grandfather had like a plot of land. And again, not a compound. And but it was, you know, it was a plot of land, and it was him and several other people that lived together. It's kind of a compound. Anyways, but yeah, like it was his house, and then next to him was like my Aunt Dolly's house, and then next to them was another house. It's very much compound. Anyways, yeah. And so like, but you would call my grandfather and then my Aunt Dolly would pick up and they'd be like, no, Aunt Dolly, I'm trying to reach Pawpaw or Papa. And she'd be like, all right, well, hold on. And then she'd just set the phone down. And then like sometimes you'd pick it up to make a call and there'd be somebody on the phone. You go, hello? And they'd be like, I'm on the phone. And you'd be like, fuck, my bad. I was trying to order a pizza, Aunt Dolly. Well, I'm talking to your Uncle Oscar. Okay, my bad. No, it's not like Waco Rudy Rod and no skiggity big. It's not a religious cult. My grandfather wasn't very religious, so it wouldn't be that. No, Jared, it wasn't a plantation. Although I have been called racist a lot lately, which has come as a total shock to me. Apparently, you guys, I'm super racist. And what's weird about this is that no one can make up their mind who's racist. Cece said, speaking of religious, hi, y'all. I didn't die. Good for you. I did hear a lot of stories, though, from my girl Jen about you and her, Cece. So I'm glad you didn't die. Congratulations to your Cowboys. But after some of the debauchery I heard about, you need Jesus now more than ever. I'll just leave it at that. I've been called racist. Here's the weird thing. Okay? Here's the weird thing. The people that are saying I'm racist, and it's a video I made way back in the day. I'm going to try to find it and play it for you. I don't know if I played it for you. Let's see. How do I get to this sumbitch? Let me see if I can download it from. Let me see if I have it on my phone. I may just have it on my phone. I may just have it here, sir. Sir, well, so I'm whistling when I talk, sir. I made a video right after the Olympics. Well, I guess it was during the Olympics. Maybe after. But, oh, is this the whole thing? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. But yeah, the video in question, it actually pokes fun at stereotypes. And that's the irony of it, is that people that are saying that I'm racist have missed the point of the video in that it's making fun of the stereotypes that have been labeled upon us. So, I've been called a racist by white people, and I've been called a racist by black people, and no one can seem to make up their mind. So I'm like, well, one of you guys are going to have to pick. Either the white people think I'm racist or the black people think I'm racist, but you both can't have it the same. Like you both can't say I'm racist. That's not how this works at all. So I'll show you the video in question. I just find it hilarious. And what I've been doing on this video, it's kind of blown up on Facebook. You boys have been getting lucky lately on Facebook. I've had several videos start to take off. I've been getting pretty lucky. I'm almost at 10,000. I'm almost at 10,000 followers on Facebook. Which is pretty wild when you consider that not too long ago, I was hovering at like 5,000 for most of the year, I'd say. I don't even know. I mean, what is my insights? I don't know. But these videos that have gone viral as of late, have really, so in the last 28 days, it said I've added 953 followers to my Facebook fan page. My Barry is Funny fan page, not Barry on Deck, but my comedy fan page, which is huge. That's what I'm really trying to grow. Amos said, I know what video you're talking about. I knew you were going to get a little smoke for it. Here's the thing that's funny, Amos. Here's the hilarious thing. And I told my wife this. You know what's crazy is it's about 10% of here's the wow, not even 10%. It's about 5%, I'd say, of the people that have watched it, right? So like the video wasn't doing much. And then I guess Skiggity Big said if you're white, everyone can call you racist. I mean, Tony said, which side drafted you in the race draft? I don't know. I mean, in the same video, I've actually been invited to the cookout. I've been told I was a racist, self-hating Jew, which came as a total shock. I gotta tell you, it's a pretty astonishing day in your life when you find out that you're not just a racist, but you're a self-hating racist. And wait, there's more. I found out I was a self-hating racist Jew. What? I didn't even know I was Jewish. But apparently I am. And I found this out. So it's been a roller coaster ride. And here's the beautiful thing. Amos said, I knew you were going to catch some heat. So this video wasn't doing much. You know what I mean? It was just kind of sitting there for a while. And then all of a sudden, I guess, some of the right, it's like any video that kind of starts to take off. I guess the right people watch it and share it, and then it starts to hit and gain some traction and momentum. And this one was really no different. It was just kind of sitting there churning. And then I guess it got picked up by, I don't want to say Black Twitter, but Black Facebook. Because Black people started sharing the shit out of it. And Amos, I got to tell you, 95% of the Black people that have shared and commented on the video fucking love it. They get it. They get the gist of it. They get the joke. They get the whole thing. And I would say the opposite is true for the white people that watch it. Like 5% of the white people get it, and 95% of them hate me. It's hilarious. But this is literally like a microcosm of my entire high school being. It's just exactly what I experienced in high school. And so I knew when I made the video, I was like, you know what's going to happen is the vast majority of people are going to get it. But there are going to be some that don't. And that's going to be, to me, the funniest part of it are the ones that don't. They're going to be the ones that just aren't picking up what I'm putting down. And that'll be the ones that I have the most fun with in the comments. And so I'll show you some of those. Well, if I can find them. I might not be able to find some of the comments, but like I had one woman that was like, she was old. She looked like she was like 75 or 80 in her profile picture. And on the video, she goes, racist, sexist, scrolling off. And I was like, well, and I responded to, that was the comment that she left. So she obviously didn't scroll off. She had to stop and let me know that I was racist and sexist and that she was scrolling off. Which I'm like, if you stop and actually leave a comment, you're actually just helping me with the algorithm. So thank you. But I was like, well, good, lucky for me, Betty, really old white women that can't take a joke is not my demographic. So have a good rest of your life. I kind of feel like a dick for saying it, but then I was like, well, bitch, you're the one that stopped and talked shit. So you kind of got what you got. But there's been a bunch of that. And those are the ones, like most of the people, Tony said it might be a white magic burner. It might be his mom. But most, I would say the vast majority have really enjoyed it and loved it. And I'm glad. And it's been really super cool to see folks kind of get it and enjoy it and appreciate the content for what it was and the point of what it was made for. So where the fuck did I upload this to? I'm trying to figure it out. I want to show you guys the video. Okay, where did I just fucking upload this to? There it goes. All right. Yeah. Hey, Joe Pro. Stop. Thank you, Joe Pro. Joe Pro just resubscribed for 22 months. Much appreciated, fam. Real. Lisa, I saw you. I haven't forgot about you, sweetie. Madness, absolute madness since you messaged me. But Lisa said, I have unlinked and linked my Patreon and Discord about 100 times and still not working any ideas. Let me grab you the link. Let me go to patreon.com. Do you have access to the Patreon still, Lisa? Because there is a post. If you go to the, let's see, my page, not collections. Where's the, let's see, last activity on your post, recent post. Let's see, let me search for Patreon. Where's the, I need to just save it. Audience library, my page. I gotta find it. I thought I had it saved. But there's one specific document that helps everybody pretty much solve their woes when it comes to the Patreon getting unlinked when your shit falls out of sync. So, what's up, Jaime? We got a ton to get to. NFL week 1, college football week 2, some Justin Verlander discussion. So we'll do recaps of both of those. Plus, I'm going to recap my night at the Houston Improv. I got to headline the Houston Improv Thursday night. I want to talk a little bit about that. And this weekend was really dope. Not just getting to headline the Houston Improv Thursday night, but Dave Chappelle was in town opening the new comedy club here in Houston called The Punchline. And Dave Chappelle was here doing shows on Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and last night. And your boy was lucky enough to go to the show on Friday night, courtesy of the folks at The Punchline. I think I told the story about how they kind of just included me, and you know, they're cool. They're good people. And they're like, you're family now. And they're kind of treating it as a home club for me, which is dope. And so that's been great. And they just invited me to come out and gave me a pass, and I had a Live Nation badge for it, and got to sit at the Live Nation table with everybody, which was really dope. And they were just like, yeah, you're family. You're one of us. So that was cool. And then they were like, well, come back whenever you want. You can come to all 4 shows. Well, I couldn't make Saturday night because I had a show. And then Sunday I was spending the evening with Nora. And then Monday night, last night, I was able to go back. And that was really cool. So I'll touch on that and some of the stuff that went down. And yeah, we'll get into that a little bit too. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about my show and some other things. So that's what's on the docket today. And I'm glad you asked that because I am actually, hey, what up, Dre? I'm actually wanting to change up the show a little bit. You know, I've got this down here. A lot of people don't use that really. You know what I mean? Like, this scroll is the scroll. It's whatever. This is, I don't think anybody even pays attention to that. No one gives a shit about this corner. I saw a video of, a screenshot of somebody. I was actually watching a Netflix documentary on, who was the dude that, the Michigan sign stealer? Michigan sign stealer dude. What was his name? Connor Stallions? Yeah. By the way, really good documentary. If you haven't seen it yet, highly recommend it. It's a fascinating look into that whole thing. And got to watch it. And at one point they had this guy that was like just doing what I do. He was streaming, but he covers Michigan football, and he had his live stream up. And I thought, ooh, I really like the way that looks. And I've seen one other streamer do it, and I think I'm going to switch to it. And it's basically like you're still on stream, but over here, it's kind of got like topics that are going to be covered throughout the day and kind of the current topic you're on and stuff. And I tried to do that before, like across the top. It didn't really work out, so I think I'm going to try to get back to that. I kind of like that. It looked good. I kind of liked it, so we'll kind of try to get back to that. But I don't have a slide up. I'd like to have like what topic we're on and what's coming up next, so people can see that and then be able to either stick around or come back or whatever. So, oh fuck, I'm not gonna be able to watch this. I'm not gonna be able to play this goddamn video. Oh. Son of a bitch. Yep, the video is not going to work. God damn it. Okay. I have to convert it, I guess. Fuck me. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll take a quick break and like upload it. I thought it was an MP4, but I'll grab it real quick. It's whatevs. I'll get the video. I thought oh boy. So that's what we're going to get into today. But real quick, I do want to say first and foremost, thank you to everybody that came out to the show at the Houston Improv this past Thursday night. Really meant a lot to me for you guys to be there, for you guys to come and support and hang out. It was really cool. The turnout was better than I had expected. Not what I had wanted, but better than I expected. So it was really cool. I was touched. I was moved. I was excited. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Total Dallas. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. My friend, thank you for resubscribing for 31 months. Super dope. Total Dallas was there, in fact. Brought a buddy. A lot of folks, a lot of deckheads came, as a matter of fact, to the show on Thursday. Lineup was great. My girl Nitra opened it up and absolutely crushed up top. Sun Tran did his thing in the middle. Alan Adams did his thing. Just a phenomenal joke writer. I love Alan Adams so much. And then I did over an hour of material, and that was pretty cool. A lot of that material I had never done before, and it was cool. It was a risky thing. I had never done anything like that before, so it was kind of cool to get out of my comfort zone and do that. It was cool that you guys allowed me to do that, so I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, I had a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It seemed like everybody had a good time. It seemed like everybody had fun. So hopefully, that was the case. I guess, I mean, you never know when it comes to that stuff, because a lot of times people will tell you that they've had a good time. People will tell you that they're enjoying themselves, but you know, you really don't know. Yeah, I mean, you don't know. So it's tough to, why can't I download this? Just turn off downloading. How do I download? Oh. Okay. That's super weird. I want to download. Oh. So you never really know because people, you know, try to be nice or tell you what they think you want to hear. And so sometimes it can be tough, you know, to judge how the night really went. But I try to watch and observe and see people's faces and reactions in the crowd. And it seemed like everybody was into it. It seemed like everybody was genuinely invested in the show and having a good time. So I think it went well. I think everybody had a good time. And I just wanted to say I really do appreciate everybody coming out and supporting. I hope it was fun. And it was really cool to get up there. So told Dallas that I'm a Sun guy. Well, first of all, it's SON. But yeah, Sun is super fantastic. Use Windows Media Player. Oh, does that work? On MOV files? I don't think it works on MOV files. I don't think so. I don't believe it does. I don't believe so. I could be wrong. Okay, let me... I wish this worked. Like, I wish I could just share my phone. There's no way to airdrop to a PC, right? There's no way. Donna said it was a very fun night. And that was the coolest thing is like Donna and Cece were front and center with my mom, which was super dope. Pink Valkyrie showed up, brought her man. Who else was there? Total Dallas was there. Saul, aka SVG, was there. I'm trying to think of who else was there. I had family there, like my mom came, my stepmom came, my little sister came, who's my half sister. My niece, Nora's niece, came. I had some friends in the building. I'm trying to think. Oh, Fidel came. Sat by himself too, but he has such a loud laugh that you can't help but hear Fidel. So it was super dope. And I hate getting into like naming all the names because I know I'm going to inevitably forget somebody just because y'all know how terrible my memory is. But it was a lot of fun. And I hope everybody had as much fun as I did because I sure was blessed and felt the love. And it was really cool to get some new jokes out. And now I get to start doing them. So there you go. And then I did a show Saturday in Pearland at this bar called Rob Ray's Tap Room, which the guy's super nice, the owner. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't think I made many fans or many friends there. Because, so my buddy Adam Bob books it. And it was like his first like real good show. He had a few people go up, but they were kind of whatever. But so he brings me out along with Jeff Joe, who's a great comic. And I'm sitting off in the wings watching the show. Adam goes up first, does a great job. And then he goes, all right, so we have this guy in the crowd. He's a regular here at the tap room. And he wants to try comedy. I was like, fuck. It's just like... And so this dude goes up with his phone and he starts just reading like street jokes and fucking knock jokes. And I mean, he's basically total Dallasing the whole goddamn show. You know what I mean? It's an abomination. And, then he thinks he's going to do 5 minutes and he does like 2 and he's like, well, was that 5 minutes? Cause he's bombing. Of course, it's just a nightmare. And everybody was like, no. And Adam goes, bro, that was like 2 minutes. He was like, my God. They were like, just get off the stage, dude. So he gets off and Adam goes up and gets ready to bring up Jeff Joe, who Jeff Joe tours not just the country. Jeff Joe tours the world, and he's featuring. I'm headlining. Jeff Joe literally tours the world opening for Russell Peters. I don't know if you know who Russell Peters is. Russell Peters is a pretty fucking big deal. And he has tapped Jeff Joe to be his feature. That's how fucking good Jeff Joe is, right? So, I'm like, yeah, this would be good. Finally, Jeff Joe's going to go up. But oh no, some woman in the crowd goes, well, I want to tell a joke. Oh, fuck. And so Adam was like, he's trying not to piss off the customers who were the crowd. And he was like, all right, well, I mean, you could tell he doesn't want to do it, but he's like, all right, but make it quick. Just, I guess, come on. And so she walks up and he's like, what's your name? And she's like, my name is Sally Struthers, whatever the fuck her name was. She's like, my name is, I don't know. And he was like, well, hey, it's nice to meet you. She's like, I'm with Real Star Realty. He's like, bitch, this ain't a commercial. Okay. Don't start plugging things. He goes, all right, what's your joke? And so she takes the mic and she tells a street joke. So there was this guy and he's walking through and he's got this dog. Oh my God. And I'm just sitting in the back like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, and this is going to sound really shitty. Okay. But I want you guys to know something, and I mean this from the bottom of my congested heart. It is so disrespectful for people to think that, oh, well, I could do that. That's so fucking easy. It was the same thing when you're in sports talk radio and everyone assumes, oh, I can get on the radio and talk about sports. And then you put a mic in front of their face and go, okay, talk about sports for 3 hours. And then within 2.5 minutes, they have punched themselves out and they're like, well, or they start talking and it's a goddamn disaster because they're, And this shit is just not as easy as people think, but they love to sit back. It's like armchair quarterbacks. They love to sit back and, well, I could fucking do that. And the problem is comedy is so disrespected as an art form more than any other fucking art form. So I'm in the back and I'm fuming. I'm like, you disrespectful raggedy bitch. And I'm talking about him and her. Y'all know me. I've got some woman on this same video that I'm going to show you in a minute where they were calling me racist. She called me a misogynistic piece of shit. Why you got to use the word bitch? I was like, lady, you don't know me. That's my favorite word. Bitch has no gender. I call men bitches. I call women bitches. We're all bitches. Yeah, I don't believe you. I'm like, well, bitch, I don't care if you believe me. I don't give a fuck. But I was just like, man, fuck y'all bitches. Like, I can't, like... So I was like, Adam is over. Jeff Joe goes on stage. I'm fuming. And Adam comes over and I was like, bro, I know this is your room, but I just can't let that shit slide. He goes, oh, fuck. Because he knows me. He knows me. He knows that I'm not just going to be like, and pretend like these people just didn't go up and disrespect the fucking art form that we do every goddamn day to earn a living and put a hell of a lot of work into it. I was like, I'm sorry, bro. I know this is your room and you just have to trust me. I'm going to go up and I'm going to address this shit. I'm not going to do it in such a way that it burns the room and nobody comes back, but I'm about to let these bitches know what's up. He goes, oh, fuck. He goes, well, you wouldn't be you if you didn't do it, Barry. I was like, yeah, well, that's right. I hate me too, bro, but I can't just sit back and watch these people disrespect what I fucking do and act like they can fucking do it, especially when they went up there and just shit the bed like they did, looking like fucking idiots. When they went up there with all the confidence in the world, I just can't do it. I mean, everybody in this room needs to learn a really valuable lesson tonight about disrespecting the art form. He was like, well, I mean, I can't stop you, pimp. You gonna do it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. He's like, just maybe just don't do it to start with. I was like, fine, I'll do it at the end. And I did. And I went up and I was like, you know what, before I leave, did y'all have a good time? They were like, yeah. I was like, cool, where's the dude that went up? And the chick. I was like, I just want to say something, man. I just want to say something because I just want you to know how fucking disrespectful it is that people think that they can do this. Like no other job, no other art form, in no other area of the world do people do this other than comedy. You know what I mean? Like that dude, and I'm pointing at him, that dude wouldn't go to a Willie Nelson concert and be sitting in the crowd and be like, you know what? Get out of the way, Willie. And fucking move Willie out of the way. On the road again? Like, you're not going to do that. You're not just going to fucking walk up at a concert or a show at a fucking coffee shop and be like, hey, man, hand me the guitar. No, bitch. You're just not going to do that. But you would do it here. You would do it because you think this is that fucking easy. And I think you learned a valuable lesson about how it's not. I was like, you're not going to be sitting in the fucking hospital waiting room while a doctor is operating on your grand because she's having heart failure. You're not going to be like, you know what? I played Operation as a kid. Let me go in there and get some ventricle work in there. Move over, doc. I got some skills. Watch out. Let me get in on some of this ventricle activity. I touched the side. I done killed grandma. Well, at least I got to try it, though. I think I wouldn't do this anywhere else on any other art form or job other than this. And I just need you to know how fucking disrespectful it is and how disrespectful that was for me to sit in the back and watch you take an absolute shit on this stage. I hope you're better at your job than you are at comedy, because that was fucking awful. My name is Barry Laminack. I'll see y'all next time. Good night. Everybody's like, yeah! Man, fuck y'all. And Jeff, so Adam had to leave. He wasn't there for that. But Jeff, I was like, I'm sorry, bro, but I had to say it. He was like, that was fucking beautiful, man. That was beautiful. He's like, it needed to be said. And that was beautiful. He was joking. I mean, he wasn't crying, but he was like, that was beautiful, Barry. I was like, man, fuck that. It's just so disrespectful. Nowhere else do they do that. Joe Pro. So no encore. Yeah, believe it or not, they didn't, believe it or not, couldn't believe. They didn't ask me to do an encore or anything. Just so disrespectful, though. It's like, why? People just, I could do that. Okay, well, that's what open mic is for. If you think this is so easy, go to an open mic. But we're at a professional show where people pay or are getting paid to do their job. And you're like, well, I want to tell a joke. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were making this whole fucking night about you, Becky. Pardon me, I'll just go sit back down where I was going to get up and go to work and do my fucking job. I'll just go sit back down and mind my own fucking business while you make the night about you. Anyways, how was y'all's weekend? What happened? I blacked out for a second. Holy shit. God, it made me so mad, though. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. It is super disrespectful. I just don't know. I just need people to know that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. No other art form do people really do that in. I can't think of one. And I really tried. I'm like, do people do that to poets? Do they do that to musicians? Do they do that to painters? Do they do that to sculptors? Watch out. Hey, man, hand me some clay. I'm gonna make me a statue. Bro, that looks like a fucking dildo. No, that's the Eiffel Tower. I know a penis when I see one. Like, but comedy, everybody thinks they're fucking funny. Everybody thinks they're funny. And I got news for y'all. 99.9% of you are not. At least not as funny as you think you are. But that's the beautiful thing about the art form of comedy. You can go to an open mic, get on stage when it's your turn, and tell your jokes, and let the crowd decide if you're funny or not. But when you're like, I'm in my local bar where I know everybody, that's not the fucking same. That doesn't count. Just because your little friends laughed at your little joke and they were already there and they know you and you told an inside joke and 6 of your friends laughed, that's not comedy. I need you to take your stupid ass and go across town where nobody knows you. 0 people know you, and tell that same fucking story to a room full of strangers and let me know how it goes. That's the art form. In fact, fuck across town. Go to another city. If you're in the South, go to the North. If you're in the North, go to the South. Go to another area of the country where it's culturally different than you, and try to tell that fucking story and see how it goes. It's maddening. Anyways, I digress. All right, I'm going to show you all this video real quick where everybody was calling me a racist. And then in just a second, I'm going to be bringing in Jenia's mom. The woman who gave birth to a racist. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit. And then we're going to get into NFL week 1 and college football week 2. See, that's that bullshit, Jay Cross. Oh, but I'm funny at parties. That's that bullshit. That's people, I'm funny when my friends say I'm funny. Well, good. Well, then go tell your friends fucking jokes. But I promise you, unless you have comedy clubs full of your fucking friends, it ain't the same fucking thing, man. God, that's that other bullshit. I'm funny at parties. You want to stab motherfuckers that tell me that shit. Well, great, but a comedy club ain't a party. Amy said I did see a video of a woman snatching the mic out of Usher's hand and finished his song. I hope they shoved that bitch off the stage. I really do. I do. I hope they shoved that bitch off the stage. Skiggity Big said, oh, Donna said, where was this? It was at Rob Ray's Tap Room in Pearland. Jaime said Becky with the good hair. Guess not. No. Jared said, I love when people do that to me. Say it's so easy what I did to fix, yet they've been without AC for a week. Yeah, well, bitch, if it was so easy, it's like, oh, all you did was replace a capacitor. Well, bitch, why didn't you do that? The fuck out of here. Skiggity said, I'm a designer in tech and everyone thinks they can do my job. Yes, they do. It's why art galleries are so popular. Yeah, exactly. Joe Bro said, I've done it to this kid sacking groceries. Dumbass is trying to put ice cream and bread in the same bag. Oh, I'm that way though, Joe Bro. I'm like, fuck it. It's all going to the same spot. See, I'm in Pearland right now. What I need to do, I need you to find this skank ass hoe. His name was Frank. Oh, see, that's his fault then. Eamon said Usher was walking through the crowd. Well, that's on him then. That's on him. Yeah. That's all on him. That's his bad. Hold on. What? What do you mean required? It's a fucking MP4. Bro, this is that bullshit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is some raggedy shit if I've ever seen it. Let's see. Can this even be played? I wonder if I can drop this into over here. Yeah. All right. Here's the video where I was called. Yeah, here's the video that got. And like I said, so this video, if you missed the beginning of the show, I was telling everybody how I posted this video, and it was during the Olympics. It's kind of all of a sudden gone viral. It's almost up to like 100,000 views. But I had it took off. Well, it was kind of meandering, and then all of a sudden it got picked up, I guess, by a bunch of black people on Facebook and started getting shared. And like I said, like the vast majority, like 95% of the black people that have watched this have just absolutely loved the video, thought it was hilarious. But like 5% of them, this one woman today called me racist. She was like, yeah, I watched it with your racist ass. I was like, okay, bitch, you obviously didn't watch it because you don't understand how making fun of stereotypes works. And then I would say the opposite is true. 95% of the black people that watched it loved the video, thought it was hilarious. 5% called me a racist. On the other side, I would say like 5% of the white people that have watched it have liked the video. And 95% of them have called me racist. One guy called me a white, racist, self-hating Jew, which was flabbergasted. That just finding out that I was Jewish was a lot to take in. But here's the video. You tell me. Check it out.
So this question is just for the black people.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me restart that. Put this audio on. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop.
So this question is just for the black people. Everybody else can keep scrolling. Black people have a question.
All right, let's try this one more motherfucking time. You see the tech? You see tech? Isn't tech swell? Isn't tech the best? Okay, let's try this one more again. Here we go. And yeah, that's true. It is a film session. Amos said, I think I shared it on Facebook and Twitter, so it might be getting called racist over there too. No, I'm telling you, it's like it's literally 1 out of every 1,000. But here, check it out.
So this question is just for the black people. Everybody else can keep scrolling. Black people have a question. When you're watching the Olympics and you see a black person win a medal in swimming, you guys get as excited as us white people do when we see a white person win a medal in sprinting? Because, oh my God, when I watched that big white woman from the Netherlands, the big Amazon looking bitch, I was like, are you shitting me? I didn't know we had that in us. She's on something. It has to be. That's not, we don't do that. We run distance, we throw shit, shot put, javelin, big slow white shit. That's what we do. Probably the same feeling y'all get when you win a pickleball tournament down at the local pickleball court. That's not your element, but you still win and you feel good about it. It's like when white people find the beat. Not just find it, but then stay on it. Oh my God. What? By the way, I want to say sorry about the whole breakdancing at the Olympics thing. That was terrible, and I'm sorry. That should have never happened. They had a white woman with a do-rag on. You don't have waves, white woman. Stop that. Where did they get a French fat man scoop? That was awful. Oh, God. You can't have a hype man yelling in a French accent. That shit doesn't even work.
No.
God, what a mess.
So that was it. Perry said, actually, my mama thought that was hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that #1 in the world. Jesus Christ. We'll get to that. But that was the video that the people were calling me racist on, which I find hilarious. The big complaint from black people, and I'm gonna bring Jenny, his mom, in, so hang tight, Mom. I promise you I'm gonna bring you. Actually, I'll bring in Mom to have this discussion with me. Let's do that. Because the big complaint, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna give her a proper introduction. She's looking perturbed in the green room. She's like, you son of a bitch. I've been over here waiting for 3 minutes. How dare you? She gets here early and then gets mad. She knows I'm going to be late. I don't know why you get early, Mom. Here. Joining me right now, ladies and gentlemen, the bestest in the world is Jenia's mom. I don't know why you get here early. You know I'm going to be late. You should show up at 3:12.
No, I like to be on time.
No, fuck. It's Barry on deck. You know we're going to be late to everything, Jenny. So I did the video, and what I thought was hilarious was...
I thought it was pretty funny.
Thank you. The biggest thing from black people that were calling me racist was they were like, yes, you fucking racist, we can swim. And I was like, did you watch the fucking video? Because if you'll go back, bitch, I know you can swim. I've seen black people swim my whole life. The question wasn't, can black people swim? The question was, do you get excited when you win a fucking medal swimming? There's only been like 7 black people in the history of the Olympics that have won a medal in swimming. That's about how many white people, once they stop being assholes and let black people actually compete in the Olympics, there's only been like 7 white people that have won a medal in sprinting. That was the whole point of the fucking video, is that the numbers are about the same. It was just, I found it hilarious that so many people missed the nuance and the irony of it, that they would call me racist when I'm actually making fun of the stereotypes that people have placed on both races that are ridiculous. That was the whole point of the video. And I was like, I'm sorry that you are too ignorant and too naive and too simple to understand that this whole point of this video is to make fun of the stereotypes that you're accusing me of saying exist. Like, what the fuck? Like, people are dumb. It was just like, it's hilarious to me. So, but that's why I do.
I think everybody, I think what's wrong right now in our society is everybody is looking for a reason to be offended. I don't get it.
I will say this.
I don't know how comedians make a living now, because you can't make fun of anything. You're going to offend somebody, no matter what it is. You're going to offend somebody. And, it's like, can everybody just have some fun? I mean,
what's funny is that, for the most part, black people were, the reason black people were upset was they were saying that I was saying black people can't swim. It was like, you obviously,
that's
and I would
not
say,
what you said.
And I would say, did you watch the video? Did you actually watch the video? Because the question was,
they don't win medals.
No, I didn't even say they don't win medals. I never said that. That's not what I said.
You didn't say they don't swim.
I didn't say they don't swim, and I didn't say they don't win medals. I said, do you get as excited when black people win medals? Which I'm saying, black people win medals, but it doesn't happen often. And if you actually fucking look it up like I did before I made the video, which means I did my research, because I was like, you better be right on this, Laminette, because it's kind of fucking risky to make a video like this as a white dude in 2024. I'm not a fucking idiot. So I was like, so I did the research, and I was like, yeah, name how many white sprinters have won a medal in the last 25 years? How many black swimmers have won a medal? I was like, oh, okay. This is the fucking point. So that was the question is, and that's the nuance that people lose, because they immediately, both sides, black people and white people, both want to be like, you hate your own race. You're racist. That was the big thing. Way more white people accused me of being racist. Way more white people.
Just some people looking to be offended. I mean, it's just.
I mean, way, and honestly, it was way more white people. I'm telling you, the numbers were 5% of the 100% of black people that watched it, shared it. 95% of them loved it. I mean, I can pull up the comments, and it's just, oh my God, you're hilarious. You have a new follower in me. This is the best. I love it. 5% was like, yes, we can swim, asshole. I'm like, well, you didn't watch it. And then of those, I'd be like, well, no shit, you can swim. Did you watch it? Yes, I watched your racist video. I'm like, okay, yep, you obviously didn't watch it. But on the flip side, I'm telling you, 5% of the white people were like, yeah, this is hilarious. I still haven't found the beat yet. And 95% of them were like, you hate your own race, you're racist white Jew. I'm like, okay, this is just
Okay,
insane.
where did the Jew come from? That's
I
what
have no
don't know.
idea. I'm like, if these people see my penis, what is happening? Why are they? Is there a dick pic on the internet I don't know about? Why are they saying this? I have no
Again,
idea.
It's amazing what people will say when they can hide behind their texting or their
Yeah.
emails. They probably wouldn't say that to you in person.
And what's funny is on stage, under the right context, plenty of comics have done very similar material. I have done it. I know a ton of other comics, both locally and big name comics. It's what we do as comedians. We take these ridiculous notions,
Stereotypes.
and we make fun of them. And that's what the whole video was about.
I've seen black comedians make fun of black stereotypes.
Yeah, and
All
you've
the
seen
time.
black
And it's
comedians
hysterical.
make fun of black stereotypes. You've seen black comedians make fun of white stereotypes. You've seen white
Right.
comedians do the same. I mean, I told a story about this, about how I do the bit where I go and tell a joke, and I usually only do it in black rooms because that's the only time it works. But I do this whole bit about losing weight, and then I say, oh, I have to tell you I used to be fat before I tell you that joke, because otherwise you think I'm just an asshole for telling fat jokes. Anyways, so I used to be black, and it just gets this fucking huge, because it's just so ridiculous. But I guarantee you, there's at least 2 or 3 black people in a crowd of 500 at the Improv that are like, what did he just say? That they want to get offended by that statement when it is so absurd and ridiculous. But
Yeah.
if I were to do that on the internet, it'd be way worse, because you don't have the
Yeah.
nuance of a stand-up comedy show. So
I know.
yeah,
Speaking of the
kinda
improv,
crazy.
I sure had fun seeing all the Deckheads Thursday night.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a whole lot of fun.
I sat with Donna and Cece, but other Deckheads were there, some that I had never met before. So it was really cool.
Yeah.
Great show, by the way.
And I was stunned. I was telling them I was so blessed, because my goal was to sell 100 tickets. And especially with a week's notice to do so, I knew it was going to be tough. But I was super surprised that we sold a total of 68 tickets. And then I was like, that's not bad for, really, I didn't even start
week's
marketing it
notice?
until 6 days out. But
Yeah.
they told me 8 days, and then it wasn't up on the site until 6 days out. And that's when I started marketing it. But with the weather and the rain and it being the first night of NFL football,
Night of NFL football.
the fact that we
Yeah,
sold
I thought
68
about
tickets,
that.
and of the 68, I was like, man, with this rain and shit, I'd be surprised if 40 people showed up. 60 of the 68 people that bought tickets came. I was just thrilled beyond belief.
Oh, I know.
And man, y'all were hot. Sun
And it sounded like
Tran.
more people because everybody was so engaged.
Yeah, Sun
everybody was
Tran came
listening.
back because I wasn't going to record the show, and then I ended up doing it just because I really wanted to get a lot of the new
Oh, he
stuff
was
that I
funny.
had
Oh my
done.
God, he was funny.
I wanted to get it recorded, and so when I did, Sun texted me that night. He was like, "Good thing you recorded, man, because that was a super hot crowd." And that's what I told him. I was like, "Man, those y'all 60 sounded like 600. It was.
It really did.
It was fire. It was a great
yeah.
crowd. So."
And what was the lady's name? The first lady?
Nitra. Nitra Babin.
Nitra.
Yeah, Nitra.
Oh my
She's
God,
fantastic.
I loved her.
Let me tell you a
She
funny story
was-
about Nitra.
Uh-huh.
This is crazy.
Isn't she
So
going to be at the Hop Scholar?
Nitra will be at Hop Scholar at the end
Yeah,
of the month.
good.
Yeah.
Right,
She's a
okay.
killer. Oh, thank you, Total Dallas. Total Dallas said the new stuff was really good. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
man.
and I met Total Dallas. Oh, first time I met him, I think.
Yeah.
It was another scene.
All the new stuff is basically just stories about high school. And what's so funny is there was somebody in the crowd who actually went to high school with me. Her
I
name's
know, I
Tiffany.
met her.
And she went to high school with me. And so when I would tell these stories, she was like, just over there, like, yeah, yes, I know. It's like I would, because I didn't change any of the names and the stories. And she was just like, I cannot believe how accurate and funny at the same time that was, because it's just all so true. I was like, yeah. Like she remembers the black Muslim Steve. She was like, he hated me too. I'm like, he hated all the white people. Fuck.
And I heard her telling you that she could see you going down the hall with your
my
tall
hair, my flat top. Yeah. Donna said Nitra was funny. Top. Oh, Nitra's a beast. So let me tell you this story about Nitra, you guys. This is crazy, right? So you know Dave Chappelle was in town, right, Mom?
Yes, I knew that.
Okay. So I was lucky enough that the Punchline Comedy Club, I've kind of, gotten in good with them, and they've treated me like family. It's my new home club. It's great. And they gave me a pass to go watch Chappelle on Friday night. Oh. So that was cool. I got to sit at the Live Nation table with them and hang out. But it was cool because I had never got to see him live. And when you get a chance to see one of the greatest comedians of all time, you go. I was just like, I told Nora, I was like, I'm going. I don't know how long it's going to be, because he's notorious for doing really long shows, like really long. Jen was there. I saw Jen there that night. So Nitra went, and she had told me she was going, and Nitra sat in the very front row, like front and center. Like she could put her feet on the stage like you and Cece and Donna were. She was, and right she's got her big old bald head. Like if you don't know, Nitra has alopecia, like Jada Pinkett Smith, right? So she's got this big, beautiful black bald head, just beautiful, right? And she's big girl. She's up front, and she's got her beautiful sister with her. And of course, Dave notices her, right? And he's like, God damn, Chappelle being Chappelle. Yes, Jen goes, oh my God, was that her? Yes, Jen, it was her. So Dave was like, God damn, do you shave your head like that on purpose? He's like, we should rub our heads together. And he starts rubbing her head and his head together, which, as a comment, you're rubbing heads with Dave Chappelle. How cool would that be, right? And then he starts fucking with her. He's like, and he starts messing with her about her head and shaving it. And then she was like, well, I have alopecia. He's like, oh shit. He's like, damn, Chris Rock got slapped for this shit. and then he was and then he goes, what's your name? And she's like, well, my name's Nitra. And he was like, all right, I'm black too. What's your full name? It was so fucking funny. Jen said I was right behind her. She is stunning. She is. It's beautiful, right?
Is. She is friggin' funny. Is what she
fucking
is.
Hilarious.
I cracked up at that woman.
So Dave was like, yeah, but what's your full name? She was like, you wouldn't know. He was like, it's some weird shit in it. He was like, you gonna be all like some supersonic Nitra on it. And then he starts like breakdancing. He's like, supersonic Nitra on it. And the fucking crowd is dying. And Dave had been like drinking. Like, I think had been drinking before he got on stage. And he was drinking whiskey, Japanese whiskey, all night. And so by the time he starts doing that, he's out there feeling good. You know what I mean? And then that's all he kept doing all night. He'd be in the middle of a joke. He'd say something. He'd go, Nitrasonic, ultrasonic. It was just the funniest shit, Mom.
I bet she loved that. No,
he was nominated for an Emmy. And he goes, I swear to God, if I win the Emmy, I swear to God, during my acceptance speech, wouldn't it be hilarious if I was like, I just want to thank everybody and Nitrasonic, ultrasonic. He goes, the only people who would get it, there was this people in this room tonight right here. We fucking lost it, man. Lost it. Jen said I had a headache from laughing so hard. I would have
seen him.
It was so great, right? Well, so he kept like messing with her sister and stuff, and then turns out after the show, so I hung out. The show was like, God, 2.5 hours long. Just his set.
Oh, wow.
So
you're kidding.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Chappelle is notorious for really long sets. And the crowd wasn't a good crowd. Like,
really?
Like the show overall wasn't a great show. But one, the opener just bombed. I mean, she ate shit. And then the feature had a tough time getting it back. And then Dave goes up and it was hot. and he did all right, but it was kind of like, I don't know, it was just a weird vibe, and the crowd it wasn't a good crowd. But they also
not like your crowd Thursday night.
Yeah, they had to sit through a bomb, and it was rough, right? And I'm not just talking about a bomb. I mean, fuck. Like and what's crazy, Jen, I didn't tell you this story, so I won't mention her name, the comic's name, but I've opened for this chick before. I featured for her, and when they announced that she was coming to the stage, I was like, oh shit, okay. So a long time ago, at the Joke Joint, that was my old home club.
I remember the joint.
The booker was like, hey, I have a chance to get one of Chappelle's openers to headline the room, but I need a really strong feature to do it. So I'm going to have you do it. I was like, bet, I'll do it. He's like, cool. And then, so she gets there, and first night, and the Joke Joint was notorious for having rough crowds. Houston is pretty notorious for having rough crowds. It's not a very easy city to do comedy in, which is why we have a great reputation.
There's not a lot of comedy clubs.
No, it's why we have great reputations as comics on the road. When you talk to people, for the most part, about comics from Houston, and we go on the road and perform, we have a really good reputation. And it's because we really have to be good at what we do, because it's tough. I mean, this is a tough city to do comedy in, crowd-wise. Crowds in this city can be mean and brutal and rough. And so she bombed. And so the owner was like, hey, let's take some of your time. We're going to give it to Barry. And then, so instead of her doing like 45 minutes and me doing 25, I was doing 30 and she was doing 40. And that was for the second show.
Yeah.
And that was so Thursday after Thursday. And then Friday, first show, she did 40. I did 30. She bombed again. So second show Friday, he goes, all right, you're going to do 35. Barry's going to do 35. She bombs again. So Saturday, he's like, all right, you're going to do 30. Barry's going to do 40. Bombs again. I mean, by the time we got to the last show, she was doing 20 minutes. And it was just, and look, that happens, and it has happened, but she just was fucking just bombed. And so I was like,
her material didn't flow, or
you know what? There are some comics that in some cities, it's just oil and water, and it just has never fit, or it doesn't work. There are some comics that are just like, I'm never going back to that city. Every time I go there, I fucking bomb, and I'm never going back. And that might just be her thing here. And so when I was sitting at the back of the table, they announced her, and I was like, oh shit. Here we go. I haven't seen her in like 7-8 years. This should be fucking great, man. This is like the redemption story. And then she fucking bombed just as bad as I saw her bomb back then. I was like, God damn. How the fuck? Like, I was like, damn, how do you bomb that bad again? Like, God damn. It was rough. And so, yeah, she didn't do any favors for the room at all. And I've seen her on like the internet and stuff. She's done fine other places. So I don't know. Maybe it's just Houston. It doesn't help that she came out.
Houstonians.
Well, she came out and as a comic, it's kind of like you can't just come out and shit on the crowd. And especially if you're working like a predominantly black room and you're a white female comedian and you come, this is what she said. I shit you not. Ask Jen, she's in the comments. She can validate this. She said it Friday night, and then she said it again last night. And I was like, this is why you ain't having good sets, girl. This is exactly why, as a 11-year vet. And I get it. You hanging around with the GOAT, but I can just tell you, this is probably has a lot to do with it. She walks out, grabs the mic, and goes, boy, when y'all stop clapping, you motherfuckers stop clapping. Well, fuck y'all. And takes the mic out of the stand. And I was like, oh, that is not.
What was that for?
I don't know. She's trying to be like edgy funny, but it's like you're not gonna pull that off in that way, especially if you're just not gonna have the chops to back it up afterwards. I was just like, Good luck with that. But it was
dear.
it was brutal. It was brutal. But Dave is notorious. He said the longest he had ever gone was like 6.5 hours. That's just his set. Just his. Like she does 15, and then Chris, I forget his last name, Chris Turner. He's real funny. He goes up and does another 20 or 25. So that's like almost 45 minutes. And then he goes up and does, because a normal comedy show is 90 minutes. But he did like 2.5 hours, and they did another, 45 minutes. So the whole show was 3 hours.
I don't know if I could laugh that long. My jaws would hurt.
Well, it wasn't laughing the whole time. I'll be honest with you. There was a lot of, Dave is very much, and this was the problem, right? He kept making the comment about like, man, y'all, I don't know what the fuck y'all want. Like the crowd was not, it wasn't a very energetic crowd. It wasn't like, he was just like, man, what do y'all want? I don't know, y'all. He said a couple times that y'all suck. Like y'all are a terrible crowd. Like, what do y'all, I don't even know what y'all want. And it dawned on me that I felt like, I think the problem is that a lot of people, because tickets were like $200 per person, just for
and
GA.
They expected a good comedy.
Well,
1, 2, 3.
What I think is when you pay $200 to go see Dave Chappelle, and you've never been to a comedy show, which I'm guessing most of the people haven't. I'm sure some of them have. But I think when people spend $200 to go see Dave Chappelle, my guess is they're expecting Netflix Dave Chappelle, right? They're expecting Dave Chappelle in the Dave Chappelle jumpsuit, standing on the stage with his foot on the speaker, leaning in and giving a polished 1 hour performance that has been honed and crafted to be one of the best stand-up performances of the year. But that is a culmination of hundreds and hundreds of sets of what they paid to go see, where he goes to a club and sits on a stool for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours and talks and works through things on stage, and then he records all that and he takes it all and he comes up with a brilliant hour.
Yeah.
You don't just, I don't care who the fuck you are, Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor, you don't just wake up and go, here's a brilliant hour. That's not how comedy works. I don't give a fuck who it is. You have to be on stage. And that's what he said. He's like, yeah, you have to, this is what we do. And so that's what a Dave Chappelle club show is. You go to a theater or an arena, and yes, he's standing and he's doing a set. But you go watch Dave Chappelle at a club, he walks in, he sits down, he has a drink, he got a pack of cigarettes and an ashtray, and he sits down, and it's a conversation. It is not a performance.
Yeah.
And there's brilliant moments in it. There's these gems that you just aren't going to get anywhere else. But I think when people spend that kind of money, they're like, well, I thought I was getting Netflix Dave. I was like, no, you got 2 hour, 3 hour Dave.
Especially if the first comic bombed. I mean, they're like, oh man, they're already not in a very good mood because they're like, I spent $200 and this wasn't very funny. And then the whole crowd soured when he gets out there.
And then, so that was the first night. That was Friday night. But then, Jared said, how many cigarettes does he smoke during a show? Jen said about 100. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. Well, then, so that was the first show Friday night. But then by last night, though, they had switched up the order. So Chris was going first and that chick was going in the middle. And then for Sunday and Monday, they brought in Mo Amer, who he was out of town for Friday and Saturday shows. But Mo is a Houston-based comic who he's huge nationally, and people in this town love Mo. And he's got a Netflix show called Mo, and it's based in Houston. He shoots it in Houston, and he's just brilliant. And him and Dave are like best friends, and so a lot of people were there to see Mo and Dave, and so that changed the whole vibe. Right? You had Chris going first now, getting laughs.
Did you go to every night?
No, I went Friday and last night. I didn't get to go Saturday because I
so
had a
you
gig.
saw the two different.
I saw
yeah,
the beginning and the end, right? I saw the first show and the last show. And man, last night was magic, Mom. I mean, it was, and I felt bad for Jen. I told her, I was like, girl, you fucked up. You should have went to the last show and not the first show, because
Yeah.
last night, so Chris goes first. He does like 20 minutes. Ashley comes out. It's pretty much the same thing as her other set, but you don't remember it because you already got 20 minutes, 25 minutes worth of laughter from Chris. She does her thing and it's like, well, okay. Then Mo comes out. So now you really don't remember it because you started with laughs.
Mo's funny. Yeah.
Mo Amer comes out and destroys because Mo is just brilliant. And then Dave comes out. And it's like, you don't even remember that little bump, that lull. But when it
Bumpy, right,
starts with
yeah.
that, it never recovers sometimes.
It never gives that crowd. Yeah. You know.
And then
you know,
Dave
I
came
thought
out.
it's kind of like a warm up, and even musicians have a warm up.
But if you notice my show at the Improv, Nitra came out and it was,
Oh, shoot.
I
love
mean, her energy was 11 out of 10. It was
Yeah.
in your face. It was hilarious from the, like, you know what I mean? And that's why
She's
from
right.
that point all the way to the end of the show, it just never dipped. It was a great show because of how you started.
Yeah, she was kind of like, you felt like you just could walk up to her and be her friend. She's just so down to earth, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't standoffish. I didn't think she's that kind of person. She's
Oh
just
no,
funny.
she's great.
She's just
But
funny.
what was cool to see is like, so the Friday show, Dave was doing like, he would do jokes and bits, but they were mixed into conversation and crowd work and these other things. But then last night he came out, he still sat down, he still smoked his cigarettes and drank a little bit. But the first 45 minutes was just straight comedy. It was just all of the bits that he did mixed in throughout the first 2.5 hours. He did them all up front. And it was brilliant, Mom. I was just like, as a comic, I was just my
Yeah.
jaw dropped. It was like, wow, this is why he's the GOAT. I was
There you
just
go.
I was just sitting there like stunned. You know what I mean? It was just like
I want to
watching.
be like that.
Oh my God. And you know what? Actually, Mom, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And this sounds really crazy. Because Dave, he kept mentioning that he was 51. He's like, I'm 51. Friday, he was like, I'm 64. And everybody's like, oh. He's like, man, fuck y'all. See, I'm 51. Fuck y'all. Y'all are over here clapping because I said I'm 64. Y'all should be, I was like, I'm 51. Y'all don't even, man, kiss my ass. It was so funny. But I'm watching
They were
him.
like,
Yeah, because everybody's like, well, you look great for 64. And
Yeah,
he's like,
no
I'm 51. And then they're like,
hey, I
ooh.
should try that. That's a good. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm 89.
Yeah,
I go,
exactly. And then when you hit them with
"Whoa."
74, they're like, oh. But
Not 74.
I'm not gonna lie,
I
Mom.
wish.
I'm not gonna lie. Oh, shut up, Ryan. Stop hitting on my mom, jerk. He's like, Jenny only looks 21. Ryan,
Love you, Ryan.
don't feed the beast, Mom. Don't feed the beast. What was I'm not gonna lie, it was amazing to watch. It would be like if you're a basketball player and you get to go watch, you know, Jordan play 1-on-1 or work out, or you know what I mean, like not necessarily play a game, because to me the game would be like a Netflix special, but you would get to
Right.
see him at the gym working out
In action, yeah.
and perfecting his craft. It was beautiful, but he just kept saying how he was 51. And the more he said it, the more I thought, I'm 50. And I'm 11 years in. And he's 51. And he's been doing it since he was 16. And Mom, I'm not going to lie.
Since 16?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, it was a little defeating. It was a little depressing. Because I was like, I'm fucked. Like, I'm never going to be great like Dave Chappelle, obviously, but it was like, what am I doing? Like, he's already 51 and he's like, at this point he goes, I'm pretty much gonna go underground and I'm not gonna do any more of this other shit. But I was like, damn, I'm 51 or I'm 50 and I haven't done shit. And I'm like out of time. And that's all I
No,
kept
you
thinking
are
about
not.
is it was
Oh,
just
you
like,
are not.
I'm
You have
fucked.
plenty of
It was
time.
so, it was amazing to see, but at the same time, it was very depressing. It was like,
Really?
yeah. It was like, oh wow, this is not good. I should have started when I was 20.
Well, if
I'm
you'd have
kind of
listened to
screwed.
your mother, you
Kind
would
of
have.
screwed. You know, like
You
that
would
was.
have. You'd have.
Well, at least you
We
didn't say I told you so. That's always good.
we did tell you when I had the club that you remember. Len and I used to tell you all the
I
time,
know.
Barry, you need to go into stand up. No,
Well,
no,
where was
I'm
I
with you,
mean? But
Barry.
where? What would I do? No one knew how to do that. Where I didn't even
I
know where to
know.
go.
Well,
I
you
mean, I
learned.
thought you had to be in L.A. or New York. No one knew. You didn't know where to go. I didn't know where to go.
No,
Everyone just said I should do it, but no one told me where to go to do it. No one told me
I
how to
know.
do it. No one knew.
Well,
You
you
know?
learned.
So Donna said, "You're Goldenberry. Look at Andy Huggins." Well,
Well, I was
he
just
still
fixing to say,
hasn't
look at
made
your
it
friend
yet,
Andy.
Donna. He's
Yeah, but
getting there, but he's still got a long ways to go. I mean, it's
well, he was on American's Got Talent. I would say that's a pretty good thing.
yeah. You know what it is though, and I tell you on comics this, it is. I mean, comedy is a career is a wall, and a lot of times people look at an individual brick, and some bricks will be bigger in that wall than others. Most of your wall will be made up of very small bricks. And every once in a while, you'll get a big brick that you get to put into that wall. But some walls will be very short. And that's it. And some walls will be like, Dave Chappelle's wall,
But
which is the
Barry,
Great Wall
honestly,
of China, right?
I think it's
But
that way with any profession.
when you
I
look
mean,
at
you
it,
look at NFL
look,
players. How many
let
of
me
them
finish real
actually
quick.
make it?
Let me finish my thought real quick.
Okay.
When you have a guy like Dave Chappelle, that's a Great Wall of China kind of wall. And when you have somebody like Andy Huggins or me, we have our little wall. And you get on America's Got Talent, and you've got this really big brick that goes into for the most part, a pretty small wall. And that's really the difference. Is you're trying to get you're trying to build this career, and yes, you have big moments. But overall, it takes a really long time and a lot of luck to. That's what he said. I mean, Monday he goes, "Boy, it takes being the right guy in the right place at the right time as well."
Mm-hmm.
And that's it was magical, but man, it was just like, it was it was a tad depressing at the same time. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I just said I think it's that way in any profession, though. I mean, you look how many young men think they're going to play in the NFL, and how many of them actually make it. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, basketball, football, other kind of professions. So
Yeah.
I think you just have to keep trying. If it's your passion and you love it,
Oh, for
that's
sure.
worth something right there.
Amy
And
said
you're so
Marlon
good at it.
Wayans started stand up around the same time as you, and he's 52 and he's still growing as a comedian. His first two specials
Who
sucked.
is it?
Marlon Wayans. Well, but the difference is, Amos, is Marlon Wayans is in Hollywood. He has Hollywood connections. He has movies. He
Oh,
has,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't have any Wayans brothers and he has a special, and so like that's a huge difference.
Well, that's it. You need to move to Hollywood.
Or I just need to be a Wayan. I just need to be a Wayans
There
brother.
you go. That's true.
I could be the one white Wayans brother.
Hey, yeah. Change your name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There you
How come
go.
you couldn't marry a
That is-
Wayans, Mom? You could be Jenny Wayans. Jeez.
What a name.
God. Ryan, stop asking my mom what's for dinner. All right, Mom, I got to talk NFL. Enough comedy.
All right, honey. Yeah, go Texans. Great game.
Did you watch the game?
Well, of course I did. I mean,
And?
Paul made his famous wings, and
Uh-huh.
we just loved it, and it was scary at the end. And I thought, oh no, please don't lose. I mean, I tell you, I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
That call was so gutsy on the 2-yard line, 4th down. I was like, oh no. I just, that was gutsy. That won the game for him.
It's so funny that you say gutsy
it
because
was.
it's only gutsy because they made it.
Well, it was still gutsy if they had made it. Think of the backlash they would
But
have
we
gotten.
don't use the term gutsy when they don't make it.
Well, that's true.
No one
Barry,
has
you're
ever called.
right. So that was
a
it. They say
du-
it's stupid.
That's right. What a dumb call. What a dumb call. No one goes, wow, what a gutsy call. They didn't get the touchdown. That's
True.
That's the thing is like, it's not a gutsy call. It was brave, maybe.
Brave. That's a good
Stupid
word.
and lucky. I guess are the two terms I would use. But
I don't know. I was so mixed.
ballsy?
It worked
Sure.
out.
I guess ballsy might be the best term to use.
Well, I wouldn't use that term, but
True. But I tell you what. All right, Mom, I love you.
fun game. Love
Thanks
you
for
too.
joining on
Bye,
a Tuesday.
everybody.
I'm glad. Sorry about the tech problems as usual.
No problem. And I'll see a lot of folks maybe at Hopscholar this month.
Yeah, Jenny's going, so you guys got to get your tickets and meet Jenny there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Deidre.
she's the
She is
star.
so funny. Nidra.
Yes, Nitra.
Yeah. Bye.
That's right. Love you, Mom. Bye. All right, it's
Love
Jenny's
you.
mom. Every Monday when I don't have fucking tech problems. Story of my life, I swear to God. Yeah, Jenny's mom. She's always, what's cool is she's always been the one to encourage me to do shit. But just nobody, back in the day, you didn't know. Hell, I didn't even know how to get started in comedy until I met AJ Hoffman. He was the one that was like, I know a comic and I'll introduce you to him. Because had I not met John Wessling, I probably still wouldn't be doing comedy because I wouldn't have known. I would have just not done it. So that was the tough thing. But Mom has always encouraged me to do that. She put me in like modeling classes when I was a kid and acting and all that shit. So I've always been super supportive. Yeah, that is true, Amos. Amos said they adopted Jim Carrey as their white brother. Very true. All right, let's get into some NFL talk. We have to get to week one. What a week it was, by the way. Week one of the NFL was full of craziness. Full of, let me see, where's this? And I'll have better slides for you next week, I promise. But didn't have a chance to get to them because of all the bullshit with the computer. Ryan said, up the Colts. I tell you what, man, we can start with that Colts-Texans game. Here's my takeaways from it. And I tweeted them out on the Barry on Deck account. But I wrote them down too. And my takeaways from all of this. Hold on. Where the hell is? What the? Interesting. Interesting. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. A couple of things. And I tweeted this, or I said as much, probably after the first half, when he had like 7 carries for 38 yards. Jared must have lost at fantasy. He goes, since you missed yesterday, it's totally okay if we skip fantasy. We're going to do fantasy tomorrow, Jared. Tomorrow will be fantasy. Today will be dedicated to week one and of the NFL. Tomorrow will be fantasy. And we kind of did that last year. We kind of did fantasy on Wednesday of the week. So we'll probably kind of keep that theme going forward. Because Monday we usually do like NFL, some college. And then on Tuesday we finish up the NFL plus Monday Night Football plus some other things. And then Wednesday we would pick up on the fantasy stuff and pick the matchups. And then Thursday you would have time to pick your matchup of the week and stuff like that. So that's probably kind of how we'll do it again this year. Jeff Bell said, okay, so I won't be here tomorrow. Damn it! Jared, I mean, we don't have to. Yeah, your team definitely shit the bed then. But couple things. One, first and foremost, through one half of one game this season, the Texans' running game with Joe Mixon was just leaps and bounds better. It was like night and day. It was like, if they get this all year, look out. It's going to be really tough to beat this Texans team if they're able to run the ball like that, because a CJ Stroud to me was out of sorts. It wasn't the CJ Stroud that we saw most of the year last year. He got bailed out, much like he did most of the year last year on a lot of his throws that should have been interceptions but weren't. The one that he tried to just throw away on the sidelines early that was actually caught, but the dude's back heel was out of bounds, very reminiscent of a touchdown that wasn't a touchdown to end the Chiefs-Ravens game. It was that close. And I told Nora before they actually did the replay, I was like, God damn it, it's going to be that year. Because last year, those kinds of plays went the Texans' way. And look what happens. That was just a freak play that shouldn't have been intercepted, but it was. And then like 3 minutes later, they were like, ruling on the field is incomplete pass. The defender was out of bounds. I was like, okay. So it did go their way. That's good. It did go their way. So I thought CJ was out of sorts. I didn't think he had a really good game. I didn't think the O-line had a relatively good game in pass protection. I felt like run blocking they did well, obviously. But you also got to give a ton of credit to just Joe Mixon. He was just hunting contact. It just looked like he was just looking for somebody to hit. He was running to contact, not away from it. He was, I don't know. He was a beast. And I don't even know what his final numbers were. Let's pull it up here. Hold on. Let me get this in front of me here so I can see it. He had 30 carries for 159 yards, 5.3 yards per carry. Now, that's legit. And I want to do a quick exercise. And I didn't do this. This is not planned. I don't have this premeditated. When I saw those numbers just now, it made me think of something. Let's go see. Let's just take a quick gander. Let's see. We want teams. And Texans. Stats. For 2023 regular season. Last year, Singletary rushed for 898 yards and Pierce rushed for 416. Okay. So, and we knew that, again, neither one of these cats, Singletary or Pierce, and Pierce is obviously Mixon's backup. How many 100-yard games do you think that they had, chat? Put the number of 100-yard rushing games individually, not total team 100-yard games. Like, how many 100-yard games do you think Devin Singletary had last year? How many 100-yard games do you think Dameon Pierce had last year? Put those numbers in the chat. How many 150 rushing yard games do you think either of them had? Do you think either of them ran for 159 yards? And lastly, how many games do you think either of them averaged 5.3 yards per carry? Not for the season, just one game. Put some of those numbers in. I mean, like, yeah, 0. Jenny's mom said 0. Skiggity Big said 2. 0. Let's just look. So here's Devin Singletary. Here's his game log from 2023 with the Texans. He had 1, 2, 3 100-yard rushing games, or 100 or more yards. It was the Tennessee Titans in overtime. 26 carries for 121 yards. He averaged 4.7 yards per carry there. He ran for 112 yards against Arizona, who was atrocious, averaged 5.1 yards per carry. And he ran 30 times for 150 yards against Cincinnati with 5.0 yards, or averaged 5 yards per carry. His season average was 4.2 yards per carry on those 898 yards. The crazy thing is, and by the way, Dameon Pierce, game log for 2023. Yeah, his biggest game was 24 carries for 81 yards. And he averaged 2.9 per carry last year. So I'm surprised actually to see 3 100-yard games. But here's part of the problem. Look at how many stinkers he had mixed in. 9 for 44, 6 for 18, 8 for 36, 10 for 30, 13 for 26, 12 for 58. I mean, like, if Joe Mixon does that, then yeah, but what you saw last night, or what you saw Sunday, was, I think, probably one of the best performances you'll get from Joe Mixon on the year. Probably. But what I also think you saw was a team committed to the run game this year that they weren't good at last year. And because they would we say they ran it 30 times just with Joe Mixon? Dameon Pierce had another 3 carries. Plus they had, so they ran the ball 40 times. 36 if you don't count CJ scrambles. But just running back carries, they had 33 carries total. That's a pretty healthy run game. They had a total of 76 plays. God, the Colts only ran 43 plays. And the reason the reason there's such a difference, well, one, the Colts had 2 huge chunk plays. But the other one was, Texans ran the ball really well. Look at time of possession, 40-20. That's a lot. That's a big difference. I mean, the Texans had more passing yards, 204 to 199. Total yards was 417 to 303. Rushing yards, 213 total rushing yards to 104. I mean, the Texans controlled the ball on the ground. And that is a huge difference. So it is a beautiful sign. It took to, week 4 last year to get a 100-yard rushing game, and they only got 3 all year. They come out and run it 30 times. And I mean, bro, look at the opening last year. Oh, no, I'm going backwards. I'm sorry. I'm going backwards. That was the end of the year. It took until November. That was 4 games left. I'm going backwards. It took until November 12th to get their first 100-yard rushing game. This was the beginning of the season. That's awful. So, it's a really good sign. As you said, the Colts have a top 10 defense. He was supposed to struggle. Don't know how but they forced Zaire Franklin at MLB to have a terrible game. Here's a couple more things, and then we'll keep going. I think the Colts are legit, but I think that from a run standpoint, I think the Texans offensively, their O-line, run blocking wise, were outstanding. Pass pro, they still have a little bit of work to do. You still felt like CJ was under duress quite a bit. But it did feel like running the ball, though. They kind of just had their way. They did what they wanted to do. How many times was CJ sacked? Let's see. 4 sacks. He was sacked 4 times. Anthony Richardson was only sacked twice. CJ's rating was a 115 because he didn't have any interceptions. He should have had like 3 or 4. And again, I mean, 24 of 32 for 234 yards. It doesn't sound all that great. And it's not. But you don't need to be when you run the ball and get 213 yards on the ground. Nico Collins made me a believer in one game. Last year, I'm not going to lie. Last year, it was like, okay, he had some really fantastic moments. He did some really great things. But it's just one season. Do it again. Prove it, show me da-da-da-da-da. And I tell you what, it was clutch. Just unbelievably clutch. Stephon Diggs was everything he was supposed to be. 2 critical touchdowns. It was pretty damn impressive. And I don't even think this comes close to being their best offensive game. Not by a long shot, because like I said, I feel like CJ Stroud may have had one of his worst games, at least from what I saw. I don't think it was his worst game, but to me, he just looked out of sorts. We can look at last year's games. He opened the year last year 28 of 44 for 242 yards. This year he was 24 of 32 for 234 yards. He had a 115 rating. Last year he had a 78 rating. Okay. I mean, he had some stinkers last year. 13 of 27, 16 of 24, and 140 yards. That Carolina game was weird. Was that the game he left early? Oh, no, they just flat out lost that game, right? Or no, maybe that was the game he left early. But then, I mean, he goes on this run right here, and it was like, this is when he won Rookie of the Year right here, this run. So, offensively, you look at this team and go, man, there's nowhere to go with up. They should have lost this game. I mean, they honestly should have lost this game. Jenny, his mom, mentioned it. It was a ballsy call to go for a touchdown. Kind of a stupid call. But they got lucky. You know what? D'Amico Ryans believes in his guys, and his guys believe in him. And the magic continues for D'Amico Ryans, and the magic continues for this team. They beat a really good Colts team. The Colts are for real. Anthony Richardson is the real deal. This dude is legit. The Colts have themselves a real one. I'm a fan. Now, his numbers, not great. The Texans secondary, not great. The Texans front four, Texans run game, or Texans run defense, stout. Their secondary leaves a lot to be desired. They got burned a couple of times, and Richardson just got a huge arm. And they said on the broadcast that they were going to go big. And I think they knew they probably could beat the Texans deep. And so that's going to be a problem, and I think that they'll address it. But I think, too, you also didn't see, I'd like to see the hurries that he had. I don't think that they have this here. Let's see. Do they have hurries on here? Let's see. Sacks, interceptions. No, they don't have the hurries. I'd have to pull up like next gen sacks. But I'd love to see that. I know Danielle Hunter looked good. And the Texans' pressure will continue to get better, which will also make their secondary better. So, this is week 1. Everybody's a little rusty. They should have lost this game, but they didn't. But big fan of Anthony Richardson. Loved the way he played. He just didn't have any help down the stretch. His defense, I mean, the Colts defense just didn't hold up. And he really, honestly, Richardson, outside of 2 really big chunk plays, didn't have a great game outside of that. But I think also a lot of that had to do with the fact, if you look, they only ran, what did we say, 20-something plays? The Texans had the ball for 40 minutes. So as much as we want to shit on, the Texans defense and secondary and all that, here's a couple things that skew these numbers. And this is why I'm a numbers guy, but the numbers don't always tell the full story. When you go out and you hit a big chunk play, right? What was a long of 60 and a long of 54? That is 114 yards passing in 2 pass plays that account for 14 points or 2 touchdowns, 12 points at least. I don't think they went for 2, did they? Yeah, they did, but they didn't get 1. So that accounts for 12 of your 27 points in 2 plays, which takes a grand total of, let's call it 20 seconds of your 20 minutes of time of possession. So you got 2 of your touchdowns. You had 4 touchdowns on the game, 2 rushing, 2 receiving. But 2 of those touchdowns came on 2 plays that were 60 and 54-yard pass plays. Just bombs. So I think part of that is why they didn't have the offense on the field as much. And the rest of it is the Texans defense did a pretty good job otherwise of bottling up Jonathan Taylor. And I mean, if you take those 2 away, what is that? That's 114 yards. They had 212 total. Outside of that, the defense held up pretty well. So, but you just can't, you can't give up 114 yards on 2 plays. Not in the NFL. That ain't going to get it. A team like the Chiefs, a team like the Lions, that's not going to get it in the playoffs. Yeah. And Tony says Richardson can't hurt you from the bench, as the old saying goes. Perfect way to put it. Yep. And another perfect way to put it, Amos. Texans offense was their best defense. Exactly. Walton, I guess I'm the only one that thinks Richardson looked terrible. I think so. Because again, I mean, he only had 19 attempts, and he averaged 11 yards per attempt, essentially. I mean, he had the 1 interception. He only was sacked twice, but he had a rushing touchdown. He threw for 2. And the big thing was that rushing touchdown, Walt. That's the thing, man. That rushing touchdown was late in the game. What was it, 3rd or 4th down? It was 4th down. That was 4th down. And they're going for it. And I think the O-line broke down and he's scrambling. And it was 1-on-3. It was 1-on-3. And he still scored. So, yeah, dude, I was thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed. Watson, he was missing wide open receivers by 11 yards per attempt also. Yeah. I mean, I guess. Bro, so was CJ, though. Like I said, CJ was off, too. So, I'd chalk it up to rust a little bit. But Anthony Richardson has that dog in him. He does. He's got that dog in him, man. So like you said, as bad as he was, there's no reason that this is a 2-point ball game. There's no reason they're this close if he was that bad. He's just, bro, that one bomb, that first one that he hit Alec Pierce on, oh my God, dude, throws it off his back foot on the move and a dime. I mean, a dime. Yeah, we'll just have to disagree. So, couple more notes. Mixon's a problem. Let's Let's see. Collins bailed them out on the last drive with that stupid ass penalty by Green. Anthony Richardson's a real deal. Oh yeah, imagine not being able to run the ball last year when they needed a game-winning drive to kill the clock. They got that this year, so. Yeah, Nasty Nate said you didn't draft Richardson thinking he was an accurate passer. Yeah, he's not going to go out and be 24 of 30, right? He's going to be 24 of 44 for, 270 yards, but 2 of those are going to go for 80, 90. You know what I mean? And touchdowns. And he'll probably run for 1 and then be hurt by game 6. Anyways, I digress. Let's get back to the rest of the scores. Let's get through some here. It's 4:20. We got a lot more games to talk about. But yeah, just a rusty first. Okay, what are we doing here? Uh-oh. Rusty first week. Hannon, that's actually not a bad... That's not a bad analogy right now. He's the new Cam Newton. It's not a terrible analogy. I don't disagree with that, really. I think Cam might have been a little more accurate to this point, but I think he can improve upon that too. But he's got the same kind of makeup. Hold the phone. He's got a cannon. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Close. So we already talked about Ravens, Chiefs, Eagles, Packers. Oh no, we didn't talk about Ravens, Chiefs. That was Thursday night's game. Ravens, Chiefs was a hell of a way to start the season, by the way. And Chiefs are going to be a menace. Chiefs are going to be an issue. Lamar Jackson goes 26 of 41, 273 yards. But Patrick Mahomes, super efficient. And he's got him some weapons now. Rashee Rice had a great game. Xavier Worthy is he is who we thought he was. Travis Kelce looks like he's still is going to be a problem. And I think as long as the Chiefs are able to run the ball, which I really didn't think that they did a good job of that. And I think they're going to have to figure that part of it out. I think they're going to have to find a run game. And I think they will, or they're going to struggle. I mean, the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs, and the Chiefs are probably going to make the AFC title game. And they played a really good Ravens team with a really good Ravens defense. So that might have just been an outlier. And this might be an outlier. But, yeah, I mean, 20 carries, 72 yards as a team. Pacheco has 15 for 45, averages 3 yards a carry. That's very 2023 Texans like. You're going to have to be better than that if you're a Super Bowl contender. That ain't going to get it done every single week. So that's the only criticism that you have for the Chiefs. Poor Ravens. They're a tippy-toe from forcing overtime. Tippy-toe. Likely channels his inner Kevin Durant. Yeah. Sucks, man. Sucks for them. All right, couple others. Let's see here. Damn, come on. I should just do, I'll just duplicate the tabs here. I didn't get to watch Eagles Packers. I watched a little bit of it. Not much. Jordan Love getting hurt at the end of the game, like the last drive. Sucks if you're a Packers fan for sure. Somebody check on my boy Joel. It doesn't look like it's going to be super serious. I think they said a sprained MCL. Let's see if we can get an injury update here. News. Packers won't put Love on IR, but Willis is going to start at QB. Injury could have been much worse for Love. So, yeah. So, MCL sprain. So, that sucks for the Packers because, man, otherwise, Jordan Love, he's up there. He's one of those guys. He has 17 for 34, 260 yards. Josh Jacobs goes for 84. But still not enough. Eagles are the Eagles, man. Oh, 3 to 6 weeks? No. Skeety Big said, yeah, playing next week, possibly. No. And Jalen Hurts had an off night, too. So, he didn't look great. But Saquon Barkley, luckily, his Eagles debut was magnificent. 3 touchdowns total, 2 on the ground, 1 through the air. And, Jalen Hurts, not a terrible night. He was efficient, 20 of 34, 278 yards with 2 touchdowns. This is the 2 interceptions that sucked. He ran the ball 13 times for 33 yards, which is kind of what you expect from him anyways. But, man, Saquon Barkley, that's found money. 24 carries, 190 yards, or 109 yards. That is exactly what this Eagles team needed. And I tell you what, man, Eagles are going to be a problem too, I think, in the NFC. I think Hurts will figure this side of it out. He's going to throw some interceptions. I don't think it'll be this bad all year. But if he can be, if he can have a little bit of a cleaner game and they're able to count on Saquon Barkley to continue to produce like that, especially the fact that you got to respect Jalen Hurts' run game also, and he can beat you with his arm, oh boy. The Eagles defense holds up. This is going to be a problem. I don't know what their defense, how good it is or will be. It's pretty good. But I feel bad for the Packers, though. All right. We do the Texans, Steelers, Falcons. Sheesh. Justin Fields comes in 17 of 23, 156 yards. Obviously didn't watch this. No Russell Wilson. They thinking he might play this week. Poor Falcons. What was that about? By the way, the genius that is Mike Tomlin does it again. Just does it again. Aaron. There he is. AJB. Super Falcons fan. What the fuck was that? Everybody's looking at the Falcons as a surprise playoff contender. They should win the division. We were talking a couple weeks ago. Is it Bucks? Is it going to be the Bucks? Is it going to be the Falcons? Who's it going to be? Blah, blah, blah. And then what the fuck was that? They just gagged on it. They just... Bro, how do you lose to the Steelers? AJB said defense looks great. Not great enough. How the fuck you give up 18 points to a Justin Fields-led Steelers team? How? Oh, wait, I see. Oh, I see. Look at that. 6 of 6. Not a damn touchdown in sight, and that's how they lose. God damn. You know what that is? You know what that's called? That is the typical cliche, wow, that's a bend but don't break defense. Well, goddamn, when you bend that many times, you lost. You bend. You fucking get 18. You bent to the tune of 18 points, but your offense shit the bed, bro. How if you're the Falcons, how do you only go out and get 10 points? How? Now, what's interesting is, you remember the draft, everybody was like, what? Why would you do that? You got Kirk Cousins. And then old boy goes out and goes 16 to 26 for 155 yards and a titty and 2 inties. And he's already starting to look over his shoulder. Yeah, Aaron said, speaking of rusty ass QB play. Huh. Huh. Amos said Cousins' Achilles is healed. He couldn't get out of the way. He forgot he's old. Yeah, in football years. Skeety said, anyone else see the refs call the Ravens 5 times for O-line not lining up correctly, but no calls on the Chiefs for doing the same and no false starts on top of it? Oh, now don't start that shit, Skiggity. Don't start that shit. Yeah, they called that shit on the Ravens, but don't start that theory. I would agree with you that I thought that the not lined up property calls were egregious, but there were probably, you know what it is it was probably an instance where the Ravens, and this is just inside baseball type shit, right? There are some teams that are notorious for doing certain things. And my guess is that the Ravens are a team that are notorious for allowing their tackles to leak, right? That the Ravens, more so than other teams, allow their tackles to leak into the backfield more. And so, because it was week 1, game 1, and they have that reputation amongst NFL insiders, they were probably warned, we're going to call it by the book. You better be up on the line. And sometimes your reputation is going to cause you to be flagged for that shit a little bit more. It would be like if you have the reputation of being ultra physical in the NBA, when the rules come down that, hey, any form of touching, hand check, or whatever is going to be called, if you're an ultra physical player, you're probably going to get called more for fouls than other guys who are doing something similar just because your reputation precedes you. That would be my guess as to what you saw. It has nothing to do with, well, the NFL just wants the Chiefs to win. I might remind you that even if all of that is or is not the case, they're a tippy toe away from a tie ball game. So this is not like it was 40-0, and the reason was because of the penalties. So, yeah, that's exactly my point, though, Ashton. I love when I get corrected with nope, but that was my point. I like when somebody goes, nope, you're wrong, nope. It's the point of emphasis declared by the league. They do this over calling it every year. It sucks. That was my point. So you telling me no, my point is there was a mandate from the league that they're going to start calling it. And if your reputation is that you, as a team, more than most others, are notorious for being further in the backfield with your tackles than most other teams, you, more than most other teams, are probably going to get flagged for it more when it's a judgment call. Is he too far in the backfield or not? Your reputation's going to precede you, and you're going to get flagged more than, say, the Chiefs, who maybe don't have the same reputation that you do, in a year where that call is a point of emphasis. So don't nope me, Ashton. That was my whole fucking point, man. Love when y'all do that. No! Jake Ross, Lane Johnson does it every game for the Eagles and got caught twice for it on Friday night. All right, are we going to do this? This is the one, I mean, this is the one thing that kills me about watching football is that it and fandom. And I'm not saying you guys in general, but I'm saying It's the same thing as saying, Ashton, I'll give you another one for free because you're cool. Nope. Thanks. I'll let you off because you're cool too. Yeah, Skiggity said, let's get to the Cowboys. Jake Ross said, no, I'm agreeing with you. Eagles are known for it. Yeah, okay. So, but it's the same thing as holding, right? Technically, you could call holding on every play in the NFL. That's just kind of a known thing that everybody says and is known and has been said for years. It's kind of like you could call traveling on every play in the NBA. You could call a foul on every play, on every pick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there are just things that could be and probably, would be called on every single play. And even on these point of emphasis calls, it's like, all right, we can't really call it 15 times in a row. You know what I mean? But we're going to call it only at least 3 so you get the fucking point. And I think they did, and Harbaugh was pissed, and I don't blame him. It's like, you guys are being fucking petty. But I think to their point, it's like, well, move up a little bit, bro. That's all you got to do. Move up. But I think the players are like, well, they're not going to call it 3 times in a row. They just called it twice. And the ref is like, all right, bitch. Yes, we will. And so it's kind of this game of, penalty chicken. They're like, well, the league said to call it, bitch. I could call this every time if I wanted to, technically, until you move your ass up on the line. It would be kind of the same if they wanted to call fouls or hand checks or whatever. So, don't get into that. Well, they call holding on us and not them, and they call this and that. And look, there are certainly biases amongst referees and people, and they're humans. But at the end of the day, there's not this vast conspiracy of a league hates or loves one team more than the other. Because as I say this all the time, I want you to remember, get off this screen so that you can, I want you to remember that every time you think that a league hates your team, I want you to remember that your team's owner is one of 30 or 32 billionaires that owns the league. Why would he allow that to happen? He is 1/30th of the fucking league. I mean, I want you to really think about that for a second. Now, are there axes to grind against individual players, and was there a known bias against not giving Yao Ming calls because he was the big bad man from China? Yeah, sure, some of that shit existed, absolutely. Yes. And the Rockets didn't do themselves any favors by being big bad crybaby whiny babies. But I promise you, Les Alexander would get up in that ass in an owner's meeting behind closed doors and be like, hey guys, the fuck we doing? So, yeah. And Jared said every league wants parity. Again, yeah. I do think there are situations where a league would love it if certain scenarios played out. Yes. Amos. There are certain scenarios that the league would love to see, but they don't call there's these grand conspiracies that you hear. And I'm not suggesting anyone in this chat is guilty of this, but you always hear people, well, the league doesn't want to see. I saw Spoon. I love Spoon, but he was like, he thinks the NFL hates the Chiefs. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. What? Are you fucking kidding me? If anything, Spoon, maybe if I say his name 3 times, he'll show up like Beetlejuice. Spoony Juice, Spoony Juice, Spoony Juice. If anything, the fucking NFL loves the Chiefs. Patrick the Frog. I'm sorry, Kermit Mahomes. Travis Kelce, the only trans football player in the NFL. Yeah, you didn't know that? He transitioned from a white dude to a white dude who thought he was black back to a white dude. He's trans. Hey!
A kiss from Sam Houston. Fuck your grammar check.
Yeah, you'd have to look that up. And then don't forget fucking Taylor Swift. You don't think the NFL doesn't want the goddamn Chiefs front and center on everything with all the fucking Swifties? But yet Spoon's going to get on Facebook and cry, well, now they're going to make a rule that if your toe's out, it's in. What? Stop it. Stop letting your fandom get in the way. Ain't nobody out to get your team. It's crazy when teams that have had so much success are saying it. Jared said, fuck your grammar check. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Kristen got timed out for the grammar check. Oh, shit. Did Chris give somebody the asterisk? Did Chris give him an asterisk? Oh, I saw Perry's asterisk. I was like, oh, shit. Did he hit you with a Saints asterisk? But that was Perry doing it to himself. Perry, you should have timed yourself out. Get out of here, me. What is this? Let's see. Jared Parody. He said, get the fuck out. TD knows all too well the league will love to have Dallas win. Dallas just can't. It is what it is. Charlie Pillow used to say fan is an abbreviation for fanatic. Yeah. Skeety said I'm a Cowboys fan, so I don't care about the Ravens or Chiefs. NFL's a business. Yep, no Spoon. I'm out to get your team. If anything, Jay-Z hates the Chiefs, or he would have gotten Taylor Swift as the halftime show. Yeah, we need to talk about that. Why the fuck is Kendrick Lamar doing the halftime show? Boop, pause. What? Why? Why is Kendrick Lamar doing the halftime show, ladies and gentlemen? Can someone explain that to this stupid face? It is New Orleans. It is Nolans. It's the boot, baby. Are you telling me the Crescent City, a city overflowing with musical talent, whether it be mainstream or hip hop or otherwise blues? Why did you go to LA and get Kendrick Lamar? Bro, what? The only thing I can think, and I don't know, maybe Jay-Z has an axe to grind. I don't know, does Jay-Z still picking the halftime show? I don't know. Yeah, jazz. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The only thing I can think is Jay-Z mad? Is Jay-Z mad at Drake? Is there some beef between Jay-Z and Drake, or the NFL and Drake? Is that what it is? And they're like, oh, okay. Because, you know, Drake and Lil Wayne, and they have a huge connection. So is it like, you know what? You know what we're going to do? We're going to disrespect the shit out of you. And we're going to get Kendrick Lamar. They're not like us. They're not like us. That's the only thing I can think. Because there's so much diverse musical talent in New Orleans. Why wouldn't you just get something from there? Yeah, Dre said Jay-Z ain't shit anyways. Biggest biter in the game. No, I want your comment, Perry. Give me the comment, man. Oh, Aaron said that's what the streets are saying. Jay-Z hates Drake. Oh, huh? That makes sense. Jared said, hey, Joe Pro, I'm not smart, so fuck your language check. Azra said, Kendrick loves music and is true to the game. He's definitely going to pay homage to New Orleans. I wish it was Wayne, though. I'm with you, bro. Because Wayne's catalog is fantastic. It's phenomenal. And it is, first of all, it's diverse, right? It's eclectic. It spans decades. And I think you could have taken it several different directions. Hear me out. You could have taken it several different directions, and I don't know why I'm doing Trump hands for this. I think it would have been the greatest Super Bowl concert in New Orleans in 2025 of all of the Super Bowls in the year. But what I'm saying is, I think Wayne could have taken a show and not just made it a hip hop show, which isn't going to appeal to the entire audience. But Wayne could have, if he wanted to, and chances are he might have, done some things where he incorporates other musical styles, right? I mean, bro, Lil Wayne was a skater. The chances are is that he does something which appeals to a broader audience. Kendrick Lamar doesn't do that. Not that I don't like Kendrick Lamar, I do. But I just think this is a poor decision. It's a bad decision. Ash just said, Wayne, a Trump supporter too. Oh, that explains it. Yeah. So, turns out the host city picks from a list of performers, and we don't even know if Wayne was on the list. That would be silly if he wasn't on the list. Name a bigger performer out of the host city. Because I know there's got to be, let's see, top musicians from New Orleans. I mean, they could have went out and got Louis Armstrong. Okay, they could have got a hologram of him. Let's see. Let's see who else. Oh, look, Louisiana's top 40 most influential artists from A to Z. Alan Toussaint. Yeah. Big Freedia. Okay. Freddie Ross. What? Britney Spears? What? What? Oh, she's from right across the way in Mississippi. Okay. She's from Macomb, Mississippi. Is that close? What? No way. No way, Sway. No way, Sway. Macomb, Mississippi. Macomb, Mississippi. There's New Orleans. Where's the down now? Going out down now. Let's see. Macomb. Where's Macomb, Mississippi? Oh, that's, well, I mean, that ain't that close to New Orleans, I guess. How far is that to New Orleans? Let's see. Macomb to the NO. 110 miles. Okay, I'll give them that. It's not that far. I mean, it's about that's the biggest city around, I guess. Hattiesburg, Jackson, Baton Rouge. Yeah, okay. I guess that just seems kind of weird. I would have never guessed Britney Spears. Buddy Bolden, Charles Connor, Clifton Chenier, I don't know. Danny Barker, Dirty Dozen Brass Band, let's go. Dr. John, D.L. Menard, Ed Blackwell, Fats Domino, yeah, Dave Bartholomew, Harold Batiste, Irma Thomas, James Booker. All right, these are all just old. Jerry Lee Lewis. Yeah, they ain't getting none of these people. All these people are dead. Shit. Let's go back here. Let's go on now. Bro, Mo did a fucking joke last night. He was doing a voice of a Cajun. Oh my God, it was so funny. God, it was so funny. Jared said, where's Kendrick from? Not Louisiana. Yeah. By the way, Ashley said, where would I want people to be sent to? I saw that. Twitch or YouTube? Man, that's a good question, bro, because apparently Twitch has been fucking up as of late. It's whatever, man. Whatever's more convenient for them. I still do both. I appreciate wherever you send them, honestly. But Twitch apparently has been acting a fool lately. So I'm down for whatever, man. Whatever is easier for them. I'll be goddamn. Look over there on the YouTubes. Would you look at that? Would you look at that, ladies and gentlemen? I told you he was like Beetlejuice. I fucking told you. Boom. What'd I say? Spoony juice, spoony juice, spoony juice. And there he is. There he is. Jared! Thank you for the 300 bits, buddy. Yeah, Dre said he's from Compton. Yeah, that's right. No further Clay Walker from the Texans theme song. Fuck that. Fuck that. Joe Pro, thank you for the 303 biddies, homie. Yeah, so top musicians from New Orleans. Lil Wayne, Master P. Yeah, that was another. Harry Connick Jr. Dirty Dozen Brass Band. Aaron Neville. I do love me some Aaron Neville, though. He got that big ass mole on his face. He's like, don't take away my heaven. All right, that's so fucked up. You ain't shit, Laminack. You ain't shit for that. Hold up. I'm going to hell for that. Don't take away my heaven. That's so fucked up. I'm going to hell. All right. Ooh, got that. Aaron Neville can sing though. Who else is from there? Yep, Wynton Marsalis, Mahalia Jackson. Ooh, boy, she can sing. Snooks Eaglin, let's go. Y'all know nothing about that. Oh, see, that's my dude. I ain't gonna lie. Of all the names that I have mentioned, no, Manny Fresh, he ain't it. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Cowboy Mouth? I don't know who that is. That sounds like something you get when you have unprotected sex with a redneck. I'm not gonna lie though. Y'all know me. I grew up a hip hop fan. Yep. Of all of the, my forehead is still good. I'm probably gonna have like a scar now permanently. That's just what I get. That's karma. Of all the rappers, man, I gotta say my favorite, it's gotta be Juvie. Look, I love Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's great. Don't get me wrong. I do. Lil Wayne is fantastic. But there's just something about, I love Juvie more than Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's a close second. But for me, it's always been Juvie. It's just always been Juvie. There's a dude named Jelly Roll Morton from Louisiana. Imagine that. Terrence Blanchard. All right. Oh, Bust Down. What? Yeah! Pop that thing. Pop that thing. You guys to pop that thing. Pop that thing. Pop that thing. You guys to pop that thing. Yeah! He's got that fucking... Yeah, boy. Bust Down was great. First of all, let me tell you, I'm Bust Down. I don't even remember the lyrics, but I used to fucking get down on some Bust Down. He had two songs. He had Pop That Thing and, oh God, what was the other one? It was Pop That Thing and... Oh, what was the other? Bust Down the movie. No, man, I'm gonna bust down the rapper, bitch. Bust down the song? No, I won't bust down the rapper. What was the other bust down song? Nasty bitch. Yeah, that was what it was. Nasty bitch. Don't come at me talking that shit. Nasty bitch. A boogie with the hoodie. Bust down was the shit, y'all. I used to have I had Bust Down on vinyl. Man, I love me some Bust Down. Monkey on the stick. Monkey on the stick. Lick these nuts like stamps. All right. I love me some Juvenile, though. See, Juvie was great because he did that, what they call it, call and response. That's what Juvie would do, the call and response before he started rapping. Juvie had one of the first albums, I think, that was like start to finish. I'm gonna tell y'all here's some homework for you, chat. This should be our Talk About It Tuesday. We ain't gonna have time to do it. I think an album that probably went under the radar by a whole host of people that was start to finish song 1 through 19. Every song was fire. All right. Here's what I want you to do tonight, driving home from work. If you're a truck driver driving tomorrow, I want you to go find this song on Apple Music, Google Music, whatever. Nope, not 400 Degrees. Nope. It's not 400 Degrees. Can I finish my goddamn sentence, y'all? Always trying to put words in my mouth. 400 Degrees was okay. 400 Degrees had some bangers on it. It had Back That Ass Up. It had High. You out there getting banned, You looking good, Did it have Soldier Rag on it too? Let's see. It had High remix with Jay-Z. Let's see. Back That Ass Up. It had Ha 3 times on this bitch. UPT. No, it didn't have Soldier Rag. So it had 2 really good bangers on it. It had Ha and Back That Ass Up. And that's what everybody really knew it from, was Back That Ass Up. Because that was a huge hit. But, it had it as a bonus track. Okay. But I'm going to tell you right now. Trust me, believe your boy on this. If you have not listened to it, go. If you're a hip hop fan, if you don't like hip hop, then this ain't going to matter to you. But go find, download, and listen to, from start to finish, nonstop, Reality Check. It is one of my favorite albums that I can honestly say I don't skip a song. Start to finish. 1 through 19 is just not a skippable song. Like 400 Degrees, I'll skip some shit. I'm like, nah, all right, okay, nah. I'm telling you, man, Reality Check is fire from the beginning to the end. Period. Yes, it is, Perry. I'm sorry, brother. You're wrong on this. You're wrong on this, man. You're wrong on this. 400 Degrees was fantastic. 400 Degrees was great. But, and 400 Degrees gets the love because of the hit that it had on it was so substantial. Reality Check kind of flew under the radar. It was kind of when Juvie wasn't, Juvie wasn't Juvie anymore. He wasn't part of Cash Money. He was actually, at this point, I think he was with Rap A Lot. But it is fire. It is, I love it. It is by far my favorite. Came out in 2006. And it was right after Juvie the Great, which was another good one. Juvie the Great was really good. But let's see. What did Juvie the Great have? Yeah, everybody at the door. Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. Juvie the Great. Fucking with me. Yeah. Check it out. Perry said you could take high and back that ass up and it's still better. Now you're just saying nonsense, Perry. That is just absolutely ridiculous. Nonsense, sir. Walt said no, indeed. The only songs to skip on 400 was High and Back That Ass Up. Yeah. Well, we'll just have to agree to disagree. We'll just have to agree to disagree. Aaron said Back That Ass Up may have been the worst song in that album. Well, I mean, that's y'all's opinion. That's fine. I'm telling y'all, man, for me, reality check. And maybe it's the Houston in me. Maybe it's because it was a Rap-A-Lot produced. But man, the beats, it's, you know, I mean, I will admit 400 Degrees definitely has a more New Orleans feel to it. And maybe that's the appeal. Maybe that's what you guys love more and why you love it more. And, you know, I get it. You came up on it and it was like, it'd be like trying to say that, you know, a Ghetto Boys album later was better than a Ghetto Boys album earlier, maybe when if they moved off Rap-A-Lot or something like that. But I don't know. For me, reality check, that shit just does it. That's the one. That's just the one. Just the one. Yeah, it's on 400 Degrees. Oh, he's got cancer. Damn, that sucks. All right. I lost a lot of people. They're like, what? I don't understand this. That's crazy, man. I can't believe you guys are talking about this with a racist. Oh my God, that's great. Way to go, guys. Out here conversing about hip hop with a racist. What up, Alec? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. I go on deployment this weekend. I'll miss you guys. Fuck! Just when your Bucks were rolling too, man. God damn it, Alec. Let's see. Hold up. Let me get to this. We could skip this whole Falcons Steelers thing. Yeah, it definitely says reality check wasn't Rap-A-Lot. It had a bunch of Rap-A-Lot shit to it, I thought. Are you sure? I could have swore reality check. Juvenile. I thought it was. I could have swore it. Oh, label UTP Atlantic. Yeah, I really thought it was. I guess it wasn't. I'll be there. Oh, Mike Dean produced Pop You. You gonna make me pop you. Damn, that's deep. Mike Dean's still out here producing. Let's get it. I sure did think. Uh-oh. When did he move to Rap-A-Lot then? He moved to Rap-A-Lot at some point. I sure did think. Let's see. F-Rap. Oh, there you go. Labels Rap-A-Lot. When did he move to Rap-A-Lot? Juvie released his 10th studio album, Rejuvenation, through Rap-A-Lot, 2012. Well, some of those were, that was all T-Gray. Some of them were through Rap-A-Lot. Man, fresh. There was a Rap-A-Lot tie to it. I don't know. Let's see. I could have sworn there was a tie in. I don't know why I'm thinking that. What am I missing about that? Let's see, where is that at? Oh, there we go. Debuted on Billboard Certified Gold. Animal Rodeo. Gotcha. Get your hustle on. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening with that? And what's happening? What's happening? What's happening with that? Way I Be Leaning feature Mike Jones, Paul Walls, Skip and Wacko. Portion of the album was recording engineer Stuart Harrison's studio Paradigm in New Orleans. Within 1 month, the studio suffered the wrath of Hurricane Katrina. Get your hustle on. Criticism of Ray Nagin and George Bush's administration. Huh. I really did think there was a tie-in to Rap-A-Lot. I could have sworn. Oh, well, I guess not. I can't find it. But pretty sure there was. I guess not. All right. I stand corrected. Just know there was. Uh-oh. Jay Cross said, are you guys near Beaumont? There's a shelter in place. No. Is the hurricane already hitting? Is the hurricane already hitting? I'll be damned. Let's see. Tropical weather state. Oh, shit. It is coming ashore. Woo, lordy. Hold up. Let's pull up the radar. I'm about to go. Let's get this damn radar. Tropical weather statement is in effect. Oh, that's nasty. Here, let me get that. Uh-oh, that's not it. That's the close one. There we go. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. So this is pre. That's 4. That is 5 o'clock right now. Here goes. That's through the night. Damn. Boy, look at that. New Orleans is getting it. That sucks, man. That's going to be all night. Yeah, we got a little bit of rain, not much. That sucks. Yeah, Spoon said 2005. He's talking with Atlantic and UTP. But I'm telling you, if you listen to the album, he mentions Rap-A-Lot quite a bit. Oh. Jay Cross said, no, it's about some gas about to be released by ExxonMobil. Oh. Perry said, check that UTP album, Beginning of the End, Truman. I will. I'll check it out. Rain finally started here just now. I'll be damned. All right. UTP album was on Rap-A-Lot. Oh. I'm telling you, though, he mentions Rap-A-Lot significantly on Reality Check. I'm just saying. And maybe that's why, because UTP was on Rap-A-Lot. That could be it. That could be it. That could be why. All right. Oh my God. We don't need all that. Get that out of here. Let's see. What was I going to do? Oh, I wanted to look at Alex Bucks real quick. Hold on. Damn it. To heck. Let's just run through the scores real quick, shall we? Let's do that. Chrome resize. Okay, let's just get through these scores and then we'll pick up where we left off. Hey, Joe Pro, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for hanging out, my friend. All right, rest of your scores look like this. Obviously, we covered Steelers beat the Falcons. I don't know how the fuck you let that happen, Aaron. That's ridiculous. 6 field goals? Ridiculous. I don't know what happened with the Cardinals and the Bills game. I didn't get to watch it, but at one point, it looked like the Bills were just going to be the laughingstock of the NFL this season. And then out of nowhere, Josh Allen single-handedly beats the Cardinals. So they win 34-28. That looked like it was going down and going to be ugly. The Bears beat the Titans 24-17. Poor Titan Hugo has to be curled up in the fetal position crying somewhere because Caleb Williams looked absolutely awful and still beat the Titans and Will Levis and D-Hop. Patriots, what? Gerard cut the mayo beats the Bengals. And this is the Bengals that do have Joey Burrow. What? Yes. Oh, yes. The brisket beat the Burrow. Look at that. Joe Burrow goes 21 to 29 for 160 yards and nothing. Jacoby Brissett, 15 to 24 for 120 yards and nothing. I mean, what a shit show of a game. This is what the Vikings-Giants was supposed to be. This was it. That's wild to me. Jared, God bless you, sir. Love you, buddy. Thank you for the 200 bits. Jared said, cooking dinner, got to bounce. Great show, B. Love you, homie. Thank you for coming back, man. As always, and I appreciate your biddies. They're sexy. You got the best biddies, man. I love you. All right, let's get through the rest of the scores, and then we'll bounce because I got to go take care of my sick wife. Let's see. Hurry up, bitch. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. So Patriots beat the Bengals in a huge surprise in week 1. Maybe one of the biggest, honestly. Dolphins beat the Jags 20 to 17. That was kind of a lackluster game as well. Saints just demolished. I think the Saints just scored again, honestly. Saints beat the Panthers 47 to 10 in a shellacking, as the kids say. Vikings-Giants. Vikings put up 28 on the lowly Giants. Giants are just atrocious. They just cut Danny Dimes. Just cut him. I mean, you're going to suck anyways. I guess you don't need to, but God, what a mess. Vikings win 28 to 6. The Chargers beat the Raiders 22 to 10. Both of those teams are atrocious. Seahawks and the Broncos. Jeff Bell, bro, your Broncos held themselves well. They showed well, at least. 26-20, though. Seahawks pull off that victory. And my God, it was a bloodletting. It was an absolute bloodletting on Sunday. Jen. Goddamn, girl. Your Browns looked atrocious. Deshaun Watson. God. Not only did he suck, now he's got another lawsuit filed against him here in Houston. But Cowboys looked legit. Dak got him a new contract like a few hours before the game started. But Cowboys defense looked great. Offense looked great. Everything looked great. Browns looked like shit. Deshaun looked like shit. Yeah. That Brown, and look, it's different if this is 2017. Because then you're like, well, the defense did their job. It's just that Deshaun Watson is highly inaccurate and a shell of his former self. What happened to this vaunted Browns defense? I'll tell you what happened. It's something that I've been telling you guys for fucking years now, and you keep telling me otherwise. Dak Prescott is really good at football. There you go, Alec. Alec and his Buckaroos beat the Commanders 37-20. Jane Daniels in his NFL debut goes 17 to 24 for 184 yards. No titties, no inties. Leads the team in rushing. That's going to tell you right there that, boy, Commanders are going to be bad. I mean, he outgains Eckler and Brian Robinson combined. By the way, I'm so fucked in fantasy. I think Eckler was my second running back picked. For fuck's sake. I digress. And then last night, in overtime, Lions beat the Rams 26-20. Good game. Both of these teams are legit, man. Both of these teams are legit. Lions are going to be a menace. Lions are going to be a problem. And the Rams are going to be good as well. And I think, we talked last week, who's going to be your playoff teams? Who's going to be your wild card teams? I think after 1 week, look at that, the Jets in last place. Ha ha! Suck it, Aaron. I think if you look after 1 week, just knowing what you know and watching what you watch, it's probably Miami, Buffalo. But Buffalo, man, I tell you what, you look at that roster, Josh Allen doesn't have much. With Stephon Diggs leaving and everything else, it's not It's not Purdy over there. It's Miami's division to lose, I think, at this point. With maybe, I still think New York, the Jets figure that shit out. This very well could go Miami, New York, Buffalo, New England. I think Baltimore is still going to win the AFC North. Man, no problem saying that. It's Houston's division to lose in the AFC South. Kansas City is obviously going to win the West. I'm not concerned about the other three teams in that division. And then so you just got to figure out, Indy's a playoff team. Yes. I think Cincy will still be a playoff team. Yes. And so I think the Jets will be a playoff team if it's not Miami, if the Jets don't win the division. So in the NFC, after the week, I think those two teams are a lock, Philly and Dallas. They looked amazing. And there's always going to be a team that turns it around mid-season and surprises by the end of the year, and a team that shits the bed by the end of the year. Minnesota ain't going to be that. They're not going to be a plus 22. But Detroit is the cream of the crop in the NFC North. And Packers took a big blow by losing Jordan Love for 3 to 6 weeks. That's going to suck. And the Bears ain't going to bear for like that. That's Caleb Williams is, he may be a little overrated. I don't know. I was not a believer. Not yet. He showed flashes in preseason, but that's preseason when you see vanilla defenses and you're running vanilla offenses, and now you're getting schemes and stunts and twists and all kinds of shit that a rookie, he looked like a rookie, a bad rookie. So we'll see how long it takes him to adjust. But right now it's the division, it's Detroit's division to lose. And I don't know that there's another playoff team coming out of there unless Green Bay, can hold the fort down until Love gets back. They got to hover around 500, I guess. I was prepared to tell you that the NFC South was Atlanta's to lose, but goddamn, Aaron. Are they going to get this shit turned around? I don't think New Orleans is putting up 47 they don't get to play Carolina every week. Let's pump the brakes on that. Tampa, I'm just still not a believer. I think I'm sticking with Atlanta coming out of the South. Obviously San Francisco's division in the West, but go ahead and put the Rams on the board for the playoffs. So there's two right there. They looked good against Detroit. Detroit was better and at home. So San Francisco, LA there, and Philly, Dallas there. There's 2, 4. And then you got Detroit and one team out of the AFC or the NFC South, which I'll still say is Atlanta. So we're talking about one playoff spot left, and it's going to either be Minnesota, Chicago, Green Bay, and whoever doesn't win the NFC South between Atlanta, New Orleans, and Tampa. I got to go Green Bay. Yeah. So that's after week 1. That's my expert predictions. Book it! By the way, my Kansas City money hit on Bovada. Suck it, nerds. And we did this, but I'll do this with fantasy tomorrow, but your pick'em results are in, but we'll get that with fantasy tomorrow. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of you got it right. I was not one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 of us missed it. More than half of us got it wrong. So we'll get all that tomorrow, along with your fantasy updates. We'll get the matchup for this week and everything else. What's up, Baffle? Good to see you, man. How the hell you doing, brother? I love vanilla. Oh, vanilla cake is yum. Suppose that Caleb Williams is a basket case. Clarence said I believe in Joe Hendry. Well, that makes one of us. Hard Thought said a year late, but I reprised my take on Miami taking the East. I feel much more confident in that this year than I did last year. A Buffalo team does not have the same weapons. It just doesn't. Thank you, Uriel. Love you, buddy. I love all you guys equally. The same. I mean, I love some of you a little less than others just because fuck it. Just kidding. You guys are the best. It's the ones that One guy hit me up on Twitter. What's his name? Oh, King of all Twitches. It was fucking. I was like, fuck, I thought I muted this guy. And then I realized it was my other account. He's muted now. All right, man. Y'all have a great night. Baffle said, thanks for not spending too much time on the shitty giant. Why would I? Well, Lord, why would I? What would we talk about? What would we say? Baffle. God bless you. Friend of mine who books the new comedy club in town is a Giants fan. I was like, you gotta be pissed that Saquon goes off like that, one. And it's gotta make you even madder knowing you dumped all that money into Danny Dimes, and for what? For what? For what? For what? Cut him, tank, get you a QB, and compete. Because Washington has their man, so they think. Philly has their man, and Dallas just re-signed theirs. You're on the clock, New York. You better shit the bed, and I mean a big old elephant pile of shit. Get you a QB if you want to compete. Spoon said worst signing since Matt Castle. Damn. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. We'll talk some more NFL, I promise. We'll talk some college football. Hey, I don't know. I seem to recall some guy with a big nose and a slightly jagged hairline that talks a lot of shit really loudly, telling you that Notre Dame was the Texas A&M Aggies of the North. Nailed it. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yo, poor Marine, thank you for the 500 bits. You're late as fuck, but I still love you, buddy. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Y'all be safe, be kind, and most importantly, love each other. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye. And he's making a YouTube video.